We're live.
Welcome. Okay. This guy. Welcome to Subjectively Correct episode like 48/48.5.
48 part 2.
Yeah, it's 48. I privated the other one because there was like, it's titled something, and then we just didn't talk about any of the stuff in the title.
Yeah.
Because, well, we'll get to that. Thanks to a certain
tornado
person here. Yeah, someone was just like, oh, my health and safety.
I don't want to die.
The stream. And he ended stream without telling me, so I couldn't like go in, and I didn't even know to like think to restart it on my own. So
yeah,
I guess maybe I should have checked, but I'm only gonna take partial blame for this. So
yeah,
we are gonna we now have like 50 million things to go over, along with 2 episodes of a TV show. So that'll be fun. But
Blandterns really won't
Corbin.
take long. Like 4 things.
We have special guest Corbin here though. Because he's the X-Men expert. He knows X-Men.
Kind of. Hooray, go me.
More than me and Jake.
His favorite X-Man is Jubilee.
An expert, and I'm still like super LARPer, but
world's biggest Jubilee fan.
You've never read an X-Men comic, right?
I've never read any comic besides a random Batman one.
Okay. But you still know more about the X because you watched X-Men 97.
I watched X-Men 97.
And the extent of my X-Men knowledge comes from Lego Marvel superheroes. So that's about the movies that I've seen, which isn't even all of the movies. So
you have to watch Apocalypse, dude. It's so good.
That is unfortunately what I have seen. Jake, how was your week been since nearly dying?
It's been pretty good. I haven't died since then. School started. That's great. There's a bunch of people here.
Yeah, now you have more free time to work on your video when you're not paying attention in class.
This is true. I was actually, I did that today.
You know what? Before I was gonna ask Corbin, I was gonna ask you, but this is a good segue for me to bring this up real quick because I did something over the weekend that's not recommended for your personal health. In fact, it made me sick. I'm standing by this statement, which is that I played all of Mixtape.
Oh yeah.
And I think if Jake doesn't have a Spiderman video in the cooker within the next few weeks, we just have to make him play Mixtape.
I think we have to. I sat there and watched you play all of Mixtape.
Yeah, but you were able to sleep.
Hear me out, fellas.
That is true. I did take a nap.
This Friday, we're gonna do a Multiverse of Madness watch party.
Dude, I hadn't announced it yet. I had a whole graphic.
You had a graphic?
No,
you didn't. No, you didn't.
I can AI one up real quick.
This Friday, we're doing a Multiverse of Madness watch party. Next Friday, I could stream Mixtape.
Yeah, but next Friday we have to watch Secret Invasion.
No.
Yes.
Hell no.
When do we watch Eternals?
I don't think we're ever. To be honest, I think Eternals is going to be the most irrelevant movie ever. So I don't think we're going to. Oh, what is funny because I was reminded about this. I can't go on too much of a tangent, but this one I did want to bring up. The post credit scene for Eternals was Mahershala Ali's voice talking to Black Knight.
Mm.
But because Blade never made it in the MCU, does that mean that is the Mahershala Ali character from Luke Cage? Was that Coppermouth or whatever from Luke Cage talking to Black Knight?
Or was it just actual Mahershala Ali?
It's 2 layers deep.
It's just actually him in universe.
There's genuinely levels to this.
There's been a leading charge on the internet that Marvel is racist, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, it's I don't think they would have made Wonder Man.
Well, it's because they canceled Wonder Man.
Yeah, but no one watched it.
No, well, you'll see because we got viewership
14
numbers.
Freaking people watched it.
Dude, that's part of the reason this discussion has come back around because we got some viewership numbers for the mid-year report for Daredevil, Born Again, and Wonder Man. And we'll go over them.
I'm sure
the headlines.
True.
The headlines, they are accurate, but the headlines make them sound way better than they are, which we'll go over all of
Daredevil,
that.
Born Again source to 8 views.
You're not too far off on the headline, but we have Corbin for a limited time, so we'll get there.
Yeah.
But the Blade one, there's honestly no excuse. I think they might just be racist. Like, it's not a ridiculous thing because you just have to. They're like, what? You just want Blade killing vampires?
Yes.
Yes.
That's exactly what I want. Please do that.
What, you just want? What do you want? You want Tony Stark in an iron suit, just fighting as Iron Man?
What do you want us to do? You want us to put Mahershala Ali in like a super cool leather costume with really cool weapons and have him just murder vampires and like suplex them through glass and stuff? Yes.
In the words of Troy and Abed from Community, Blade, phenomenal movie.
He's right.
There's a whole movie about it. There's a whole episode about it in Community.
There's a whole movie about how good Blade is.
There's a whole 3 movies about Blade.
It's called Blade.
And there's not a new Blade movie.
No.
But we have our X-Men casting. Me and Corbin had a very great hour and 15-minute discussion last week on it. Unfortunately, none of that was on stream.
Tornado,
so
right.
we have, but now we at least get Jake here to talk about X-Men casting. So at D23, we got some X-Men casting. Obviously, this is the one we already knew. We had Sadie Sink as Jean Grey, which is immediately the problem is that Jean Grey's in the movie and Jean Grey's a horrible psycho murder monster.
They have Dark Phoenix Jean Grey up.
Yes, the issue is it wasn't Dark Phoenix. It was normal Jean Grey murdering and mind raping.
Imagine she gets the Dark Phoenix and it's just like, all right, we got to turn this around and she becomes a good guy.
The Phoenix Force.
She's so evil. The Phoenix Force is like, all right, we gotta make you.
Whoa,
we gotta
okay,
turn
that's
this
a little
around.
dark.
Why'd you murder that guy for no reason?
I think when we were talking about Spider-Man, even though her role was a complete mystery, me and Jake both gave thoughts on Sadie Sink as Jean Grey. We both obviously thought it was very good. Corbin, I'm assuming not too different.
Yeah, I don't really have
Good
any
cast,
opinions.
She's not her fault.
Good cast. She's young and she's got
she's a good actress.
colored hair.
About the only talented actor to come out of the kids from Stranger Things. So
absolutely. So yeah, no, I like
her.
it a lot.
Her and Billy, the bully, Nazi guy. I don't even remember what his role was, but he was like he's a bully, but he's super Hitler. Which was actually ironically
the dude with the car.
Her brother.
Well, Max's brother. Yes, Sadie Sink's character's brother.
Yeah,
both of them were good at acting. The other people,
they were in the show.
Joe Keery plays a good job of changing what flavor of Joe Keery he's playing. That's about it.
Which is still better than everone else.
Yes, this is our Scott Summers. Again, I think it's good. I don't know anything about this guy. I don't know what he's been in.
Yeah, I believe we looked it up last time, and it was a whole bunch of nothing that we didn't know about. So
he's also going to be in Elden Ring. Oh, he was in Warfare, and no one in Warfare was like so bad that it made the movie bad. So
yeah,
he's going to be in Elden Ring though.
I mean, Daniel Blake was in Warfare.
That's true.
Myth the Fifth,
and he was way better. He still wasn't much, but he was
Myth the Fifth.
Yeah, I think this is smart. I mean, with Cyclops, you just kind of got to nail the jawline. Me and Corm were doing the exercise last week of covering his eyes up and getting a good look at him.
Yeah,
his hair on the actual D23 like announcement page looked he looked a lot more. It had a lot more of a Cyclops look. So I'm not too worried about him pulling that off. Smart Weaving as Emma Frost. No notes.
No.
Zero notes for me, brother.
Good job.
Excellent. Phenomenal job.
Good job casting.
There's other. I can go find other images to prove no notes, but yes, no notes.
Yeah. We were all afraid that they were going to cast like Mark Henry in her spot, but instead
we all had discussions that Chad Gable was going to be Emma Frost.
I was just thinking of anyone who was like, first of all, a guy that's not white, and a guy that is not blonde. Mark Henry was the first person to come to mind. So I thought they were going to cast someone like that, and instead they actually did a great casting. So shout out Marvel for one time. Well, actually, a few different times.
They could give Mark Henry Blade, and instead of like stabbing vampires, he could just rip them in half.
That'd be fire.
This is true.
He just has like his weapon's just a big chain.
He's ripping it apart.
I'm trying to find a good image here to show off her acting talent.
Does she have a good personality as well?
Well, she's got some. I can't find a good picture. That's pissing me off.
What the hell?
Freaking! This is what happens every time I try to pull up an image and it takes me anywhere else. But let's just say there's a couple of key key assets that really lend herself to the character of Emma Frost.
Key acting abilities and
yes. But yeah, again, no notes there. This is the only one that I think is terrible.
Bro, they got
Who
like
is that?
they got like the closest Professor X that like looks like him, but that's the least looking Charles Xavier I've ever seen in my life. Like that.
How do I describe this? It's I said this is what I said. I've said about this. This
Why
like,
does he look like
I was
he's
always
crying?
saying the most that's just him. That's not, I wouldn't say that's how he's gonna look in the movie.
Yeah, bro.
We always said the hardest cast for this new X-Men was going to be like whoever Magneto and Professor X's are going to be getting compared to Fassbender and McAvoy, and then obviously Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. So it was always never going to be good.
Mhm.
But with this guy, no offense to this guy, I'm sure he's fine in some whatever stuff he's been in. Wait, he returned to the role. Who did he play in? Oh, that was so misleading. It was like Patrick Stewart played all of these things, and James McAvoy was in all of these things. But like, that's great. That's not this guy. It feels like they were like, well, we're not gonna be able to outcast last time, so let's just go get some guy. Let's not even try. Let's not even put effort in.
Like, whatever.
He didn't have the eyebrows. His eyebrows are tilted downwards.
Mm-hmm.
McAvoy and Stewart they got the up tilting eyebrows.
He doesn't have the face for it.
No, and the problem is he does need to like just shave it all, and then maybe we can get like a good render. But I'm covering up his hair. Like, bro, he's gonna look tragic. I think he's gonna have mega egghead.
It's just not good. He's just not the right guy for the role. I don't know who was.
You have to have the right
honestly
bald head for.
Honestly, dude, it might have just been a good idea to just have McAvoy play old Professor X and just like not talk. The same way they had like J.K. Simmons come back as J. Jonah Jameson and No Way Home and just not really talked about it. Just kind of just do that. That's what I would have done. Maya Boyd is Storm. I think this is fine. I know there's some controversy around her casting because she's not black enough. Has been the common take among people. Is the same way when they were talking about the Black Panther recast. So that's been a whole thing. I think it's fine.
She looks fine. She looks like Storm.
Storm is supposed to be an attractive African-American lady. And guess what we got? We got an attractive African-American lady. So it looks like they hit the nail on the head with this one.
Inclined to it.
Well said.
And also, I think she'll look fantastic with white hair. I'm like just trying to envision it. I think she's got it. They got it planned out. I can't do it with Professor X. I just crushed my monitor.
No, you gotta do the Magneto, bro. with the satellite.
Come on, dude, take it down.
Again, really, the core theme with all of our. We'll get to the last one. I guess we can go to our same thing because it's gonna be the same thing. Indy Navarrete Rogue, phenomenal casting.
No notes.
Yes, again, no notes. All
right,
Corbin's LARPing because Corbin has been a Rogue hater the entire time I've known he's like that. And he'll say, no, she was just ugly in the first movie. But he said that about all versions of Rogue. He's always said that.
Okay.
And then last week I pull this up and he's just like, okay, well, in fairness.
I've actually always been a huge fan of Rogue.
God says you should always forgive people, and Rogue has been forgiven.
No.
So.
In Corbin's defense, in X-Men 97, which is probably his largest dose of Rogue, she's the worst. I haven't said this on stream before. Here's the reason that I don't think Rogue is bad anymore. Because I've been introduced to the character Jubilee, who I kid you not is besides the girl from freaking Landman, besides Ariana from Landman, without a doubt the worst character I've ever watched on a screen ever. It's just like, yeah, I shoot fireworks,
which is ironic because they did announce the new casting for Jubilee, who is going to be in the new movie. Did you guys see this?
I did not.
Nope, I didn't.
I'm just saying, I think Corbin's tune is going to change
No,
pretty
no,
quickly.
No. That's right.
Now that they've revealed the new cast.
Actually, now that I think about it, I actually really
I'm
like
kidding.
Jubilee's power
Well,
set.
dude, Jubilee's like pretty. No.
I am kidding.
No.
I'm kidding. But yeah, phenomenal. I mean, just perfect casting. You got to get Rogue to be extremely hot because you got to be worth dying for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Again,
Just for some contact.
The biggest fumble in the original series. I don't know if you have a side by side pulled up. But
no.
So you want to cast a character. This character's entire reason for existing in the universe is that she is so attractive.
I don't think this
That's
is.
not
I
the
don't. I
whole-
think
That's-
I think you're already on a bit of a mislead there with the entire existence.
No. The only reason she's there, she's so attractive that everybody else, well, not everybody else, but our boy Bobby wants to get in there a little bit. He wants to at least make out with her, and he can't even do it because he'll die. And the problem with the original movie
And he
is
still
they decided to
tried.
cast someone. Yeah, exactly. They casted someone who I think is so incredibly unattractive
And bad
that it
acting.
almost just makes you want to turn off the movie. And
Well,
terrible
I
acting.
believe Iceman is gay in the comics now, so might have been the same continuity as the movie.
Sunyan. But yeah, no, this is an incredible cast because it just makes sense. It makes way more sense than the original cast. And, young,
I just
young
hope they have
actor-
suits. I hope they have
Yes.
X-Men suits.
I hope she
What,
looks
you
like
want us
this.
to put on yellow suits?
You know what? That was 20 years ago, though. At least Marvel has since gotten desperate and come around. I mean, imagine a show nowadays was like,
Well, they've gone
Oh, you're
full
right.
circle from thinking suits are dumb
Imagine-
to thinking
to
suits
green
are
is
dumb
dumb.
again. Like,
no, now it's just it's not even suits. It's just the color's dumb now, which was always the color. This has always been Wolverine wasn't like you want us wearing spandex because they were in leather. I guess it wasn't spandex. But they're in skin tight too. Then it was you was wearing yellow. now we're all the way back around to bro green. Come on, grow up.
well, dude, in Lanterns, he's like, all right, wearing a suit's kind of silly, don't you think?
But we're not on Lanterns yet. All right, we don't have time to just jump back and forth between Lanterns. Yeah. And then I mean the big one I guess before we go to the big one, we're talking about all the people who are on stage at D23. I think we said this because we said this with Jean Grey, me and Jake at least, was if you're gonna in a world where the movie's gonna be good. We know it's not going to be good. Don't worry. This is purely in the hypothetical world where they knew how to write. The thing you could do was, okay, first off, you should reboot after Avengers. They're not doing that anymore because we have Black Panther 3 coming out. So
Soft
that's
reboot.
kind of irrelevant. But if they did I don't even know if it's soft reboot.
I don't even know if they're actually.
It seems like Anthony Mackie's here to stay as Captain America. It seems like I mean, obviously Black Panther's not like a new Black Panther movie. It's just Black Panther 3. So seems like that might not be as soft as it might not be as much of a reboot as it is just
Maybe we'll
as
get Shang-Chi too, and Eternals
maybe
too.
we can hope. But the thing you'd need to do is like you could focus on the X-Men to start, and you get young talented actors and actresses to play these roles. Sadie Sink obviously was popular from Stranger Things. It gets some attention from people who convinced themselves Stranger Things was good. Don't know anything about this guy. Samara Weaving's hot. Boom, nailed it. This guy's just some guy. She's a pretty girl. She's playing Storm. She's young, similar age as Sadie Sink and as our Cyclops up here. And obviously, Indy Navarrete has had a massive year with Obsession and has kind of blown up all over the internet for not putting a bunch of plastic in her face, still being able to actually make facial expressions. So hopefully that sticks around. But
crazy new trend in Hollywood, being able to express emotion
and I mean
on
it's
your
just
face.
And I mean just So if we actually get the costumes for all of them, by the way, all of them, because like are they going to put Storm in the leotard? I doubt it, but I guess you never know. Jean Grey, is she going to be in her costume, or is she going to be just wearing a hoodie like she was in Spider-Man the whole time? Is Cyclops going to have the visor, or are we going to be like, oh, put him in
Cyclops
sunglasses?
in Cyclops' suit. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's I just spoiled it. But then so that was the thing for the young characters in X-Men. Obviously Professor X, maybe he'll be really good and we're just hating, but I'm not.
He looks like he's the same age, which like he should be older than them.
He looks like
I don't personally get that impression, but
I mean,
you need to. If you look at him at D23, it's clear.
I mean,
if you look at them standing on stage at D23, it's pretty clear.
Okay. He looks the same. I guess that's a young-looking
Storm, Rogue, Jean, and Cyclops all look like early 20s, which is about what their actors translate to in real life as well. But and then how do you do the villain? Because first off, you are going to need Magneto. I saw some rumors Henry Cavill. I just hope Henry stays away from Marvel at this point. I also saw Matt Smith. Matt Smith he'd be good. I personally am more give me Matt Smith as Magneto again in a world where it's actually good, but Matt Smith over Henry Cavill. I think that'd be good. But anyway, we got Adam Driver. Again, I feel bad for Adam Driver because we know this movie's gonna suck, but phenomenal casting in a world where it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'd love to see him get like a script that isn't like covered in piss.
Well, there was no piss on any of the Star Wars sequels. They were just mostly crap.
Just poop, yeah.
Yeah, that was just crap.
That's true.
The Ben Solo script, though. We all want the hunt for Ben Solo.
I'd rather watch that than the Rey movie.
I'm glad. The good news for Adam Driver is that no one
Acolyte or Skeleton Crew.
He's extremely talented. So the point of like Star Wars didn't tank his career. That was just his like kind of opportunity to really thrive in a massive cinematic franchise. Yeah. Now he'll get the Marvel one. It would be good if it works.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have a good
playing Mr. Sinister is going to be
the problem. The problem is that Spider-Man has me ready to vote for whatever president's pro Sentinel in 2028.
Yeah,
because these mutants are a problem. They got to go.
Yep. Kill all mutants.
Yeah.
You got my. I always kind of didn't believe the whole like. I don't know that people would be this much against mutants, but now it's like, all right, yeah, no.
Well, I find that to be such a boring and like just I'm so over it story with the X-Men.
Hated and feared.
The problem is now they've set it up perfectly after Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's like shit. You guys actually kind of did it well because of how evil she is.
Her and her, the only two mutants. And on it, you could argue Wanda's a mutant, and she did even more evil stuff. Mm-hmm. So we're like 3 for 3 right now, which is pretty good. Yeah, Adam Driver, phenomenal casting as well. Any other comment on any of these? Any of our X-Men cast here?
No, I think it's.
I just really hope that the script is good. I hope the script.
I mean, it's like it's basically all but confirmed that they're gonna kill Professor X again in Doomsday because because he's already recast.
It doesn't really matter what our good friend Christopher, what's his name, Christopher Abbott looks like, because we all know how this goes, right? Matt Smith or Henry Cavill's Magneto walks out and says goodbye, old friend, and then Professor X goes like this, and then his head explodes, and everyone goes, "No, Professor X is dead." And then the next movie comes back, and he goes, "Goodbye, old friend," and then he dies.
Mm-hmm.
Or my favorite one actually of all of them is whenever he goes goodbye old friend and he dies and his body gets reincarnated on another planet, and then they go to the other planet an episode later and he's just there in a wheelchair.
Or how about Magneto's already dead and everyone's dead because everything sucks in his stupid town, and then Wolverine kills him.
This
happens. Because that was Logan.
Exactly.
There was no old friend to say goodbye to. Everyone was already dead because the world sucked, and that was the whole movie. They were like, "What if the world sucked?" And then the world sucked, and he goes, "Die," and then he killed him.
Yeah, Logan rewatch is pretty devastating to the movie.
Bro, people tried to push that's like up there with The Dark Knight as far as like super comic book movies. Thankfully, that's died down.
Really good
along with the Black Panther push, that Black Panther is up there with The Dark Knight. Those have thankfully died off.
Black Panther's up there with.
I can try to find our tier list and see where we put it up there with.
It's better than Shang-Chi. I'm trolling, but it's it's up there with some of the most mediocre of them.
It's up there with like X-Men Apocalypse. Speaking of the X-Men people,
that's a little hurtful to Black Panther.
I don't know, man. They have the cool Quicksilver scene at least.
Yeah, they at least got quick.
Yeah, but Black Panther's got Chadwick Boseman.
True.
That is
But
true.
if you think about the peak of each movie, you have the Quicksilver scene, and in Black Panther, it's just Chadwick Boseman the whole time, which is like
and Michael B. Jordan.
Chadwick Boseman and Michael B. Jordan and Andy Serkis, and the other white guy. Whatever.
No one
his name
remembers
Bilbo
that movie.
Baggins.
Yeah, Bilbo Baggins. They're all good, but the movie is like.
I'm trying to. I want to get up.
Why do they suck?
I want to find our tier list to see. I don't know if I can. I don't know if our tier list is here. I want to get Corbin's thoughts on our.
Oh wait, yes. I was gonna.
MCU tier
I forget
list.
why I couldn't watch your you guys do it. I should. Just
I don't
go
think
back
I
and
can
watch
pull
a lot of it.
I don't think I can pull it up, unfortunately. So you can find it. It's on YouTube. You can get our that. The truth is, I don't really care what you think because the only input you're gonna be like is Ant-Man should be higher. We had it at the top of B tier though.
No, that's
bare
fair.
minimum.
Yeah, it's
No,
it's
that's-
like
that's
Which is
Where-
actually it's actually that's 11th best in our list. We have it as the 11th best MCU movie ever, which is actually kind of insane.
Yeah,
Oh wait, okay. So can
including
original
like shows,
Avengers
so
should be top
Daredevil.
5.
That's number 1.
That's number 1. Banger.
Yes.
Iron Man 1.
That's number 2.
Okay. Where are we putting Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy 2 at?
Guardians 1 is bottom of A tier. Guardians Volume 2 is just below Ant-Man and Thor Ragnarok in B tier. Here, it's gonna be kind of blurry, but I can try to give you a look at this.
Is it like cluttered because you did also like TV shows and?
Well, don't worry. There's a very clear quality drop off about right here after Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's kind of absurd
Avengers,
how much
Iron
bad
Man.
MCU stuff exists until you make this list.
Civil War. Civil War's a banger. That's Infinity War. Endgame's in B. I don't even know.
Which
what the
honestly,
Defenders
Endgame's
is.
more like a C movie at best.
I'm trying to. So that's the original Captain America at the top of A, and then that's the first Thor.
Yep.
Yeah, Thor 1. We
Thor
said
1.
that those three were kind of interchangeable with the Cap 1, Thor 1.
Doctor Strange 1. Those are like those three could be in basically.
Well, you don't need to say Doctor Strange 1. There's only one Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, there's only one
So-
movie. What are you talking about?
It's time we as
might need to
MCU
sit
fans,
down for
as
this.
old Marvel fans, we might need to go Indiana Jones route and just start pretending nothing else exists.
That's actually.
Which it is kind of crazy that they did leave us on that cliffhanger. If Thanos kills half the population, then they just never made another movie.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good ending though. It's kind of cool.
I mean, it was kind of sad. I really hope I feel like they could have done a really good ensemble movie where they brought everyone back and the story would have been good and planned out.
Yeah, dude, and hopefully they don't
I
go
feel
back
like
in time.
I feel like it would be better if they just kind of had to figure it out on the fly. You know.
The script, not in the movie, by the way. Just this. We're talking about shooting.
No,
the movie.
no, just making the film.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if you can really tell. What are you just looking at this? F is hilarious. If I can find a good look at F tier.
is F just giant? Yeah.
It's pretty full.
So is that Punisher season 2?
Wait, we didn't
Or
split
just-
the shows into seasons. We
No,
didn't
that's
split the
the
show into
okay.
seasons.
Punisher special that just came out.
So Punisher is in
Oh, okay.
C tier, right here above
Okay,
Deadpool and Wolverine,
okay, there it is.
right below Black Panther.
And that's the Spider-Man with Magneto. Up there in C, yeah.
Nope. No, Mysterio, not Magneto.
Sorry, wait, y'all got me messed up. Yeah, I rewatched that movie the other day. It's not as good as I remember it being.
It's
so,
not
yeah.
great, but it's honestly a lot better after watching Spider-Man No Way Home. Or not No Way Home, Brand New Day.
Well, where'd you put Brand New Day at?
Right down here, right below The Incredible Hulk.
I argue.
And by the way,
this should be
Jake wanted it in F tier, but I was like, no, it's too. Because I was like, you can't genuinely argue it's that much. Like Deadpool and Wolverine, it needs to be kind of attached to, and we agreed on Deadpool and Wolverine going here at the bottom of C. So,
Deadpool and Wolverine is a fun movie. I like that movie. But
until you rewatch it.
That's probably
until
where
you rewatch it. Yeah, that was like this movie quality wise probably belongs down there with like the Shang-Chi's of the world, but it was entertaining enough that we could chuck it in C tier. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff and didn't watch that would probably be an F tier as well. We just never watched them
Right.
because we assumed they're going to be an F tier.
Almost certainly would be an F.
I guess revisiting this, Jake, what do you think would give us the most pushback?
That like people would disagree.
If someone,
Moon
yeah,
Knight,
this got
Moon
posted
Knight.
on Insta.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I would say Moon. That would be.
God.
What about Born Again? We have Born Again as the sixth worst MCU project ever.
Yeah, people would.
Do you think there's more? Are there more Born Again LARPers or more Moon Knight LARPers?
Wait, hold on. You have Ironheart above Multiverse of Madness.
Multiverse of Madness is the worst. Is arguably the worst movie ever made.
No, I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
You better look forward to Friday,
dude. It's gonna be hell. I would probably. The only reason I would say I'd rather watch Multiverse of Madness is because it's shorter in total runtime, and that's barely, to be honest.
Yeah. Also Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes.
So
and there's good acting.
And
this is my other note. Why is Captain Marvel above
her?
Because it's better than all of those. Bro, Captain Marvel kept going way too high. We were like, there's too much stuff below Captain Marvel, but we couldn't argue any of it going above it.
I hate that movie, by the way.
Yeah, it's better than those.
And it's like, it's a
Thor: Love and Thunder. I think he's so.
Well, so we got Ant-Man Quantumania. We got Daredevil, which, in fairness, Daredevil Born Again is technically probably quality-wise better than Captain Marvel. The issue is we're like, if you have third overall on the list with the same characters, then that you deserve to go lower.
Yeah.
Because we added some personal feelings and personal disdain for Born Again.
Yeah. It's also like Multiverse of Madness 2. Part of why it's so low is because its character.
No, that could stand alone. That could stand alone and it would still be at the bottom.
I'm saying it could, but
it's just even
you also
worse.
add the destruction to Wanda, which was already partially done.
It's one of the worst
Wanda
movies
and
ever
Doctor
created.
Strange and America Chavez is a character.
Oh,
and
dude,
Wong
greatest
is like
character of all
Wong
time.
is just an asshole.
And then dies and then undies.
Yeah, which I mean, technically he did in the first movie as well, but
yeah, but the first movie's good.
No spoilers.
Yeah. And then
I literally know nothing about
is...
this movie.
I don't know. I think it'd probably be Born Again just because of how low we have it, that people wouldn't get their eyes all the way up to Moon Knight to see that we also have that in F tier.
Yeah, I think Endgame and B tier would probably get us shot and killed.
I feel like the opinion on Endgame has come around to it's not as good. Like no one will ever say it's bad, but I don't think you're not gonna get many people saying it's their favorite MCU movie ever.
That's fair. But they'll never understand why. They'll say I'd rather rewatch this than rewatch Endgame, but they'll never admit that Endgame is worse than the other.
Now they wouldn't.
They'll
now
say
you'd
it's
probably
better,
look
but
at
they'll
this
be like,
list
it's not my favorite to rewatch. That's what they say.
They would look at this list in comparison and say, well, no, Endgame's way better than that, like Age of Ultron. But obviously,
Age of Ultron, I almost feel
like that's the common opinion is Age of Ultron's the worst Avengers movie.
Yeah.
So they would just see that. It wouldn't be thought about. They just see that and go, no, it's obviously better than that. The problem is there's so much stuff on our list that would already throw people off with where it's like us having Winter Soldier not in S tier, it would like break the brains of most people.
Yeah.
And we are still very that movie quality some of the story
lower.
World consistency wise, it could drop a lot.
It could drop
with what it destroys.
But the character.
But the theme and characters and there's stuff in it that's still good. But it's
the action is incredible. It's top notch. But
dude,
Moon Knight is a good call because people say Moon Knight's really good.
Yeah, dude. I literally get Moon Knight clips every single day, and I'm just going, man, this movie's so great.
Bro.
It's
it's a show. And Jake actually absolutely sniped it when we talked about this. The only people who think that show was good are people who see fake comic panels on Instagram and go, "Wow, Moon Knight's so peak." And they're not real.
See
like
fake comics of him being like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing ketamine and robbing and murdering."
Why do I hear Eminem playing and it's Venom jumping behind his head or whatever? It's also that transformation scene sucks. That scene where it's him suiting up looks like trash. The only other one that kind of looks cool that people put is him turning back the stars.
Yeah,
which is so stupid in the show, but it looks kind of cool.
Happening on Earth. This is actually happening. It's not as bad as Eternals with the Celestial, but it's like this is happening for everyone on Earth, and it's not an issue that's ever talked about. Not even in in Daredevil they mention Avengers, like what happened in New York. Not even think that level of stuff in anything moving forward.
Do you think we'd get LARP pushback on Luke Cage? Or do you think everyone would just be like, nah, Luke Cage isn't good? because they didn't watch it and
Honestly,
they just hear people say it's not good.
I don't really know people's opinion on Luke Cage and Iron Fist. I know
that's what I'm saying.
I know the LARPers that are
everyone knows
pretending
they're
to be
bad.
excited that they're coming back and Born Again, but I don't think that they've ever watched the shows.
I think that's what I'm saying. I think we wouldn't get pushback because I think the common opinion of anyone who's actually watched it is that it sucks.
Yeah.
And so then you have the LARPers who want to pretend they like those characters go like, yeah, it was bad.
Because they have something to do with Daredevil.
No, it's the same. Well, it's the same thing happens with Daredevil. People, I don't know if people watch it and they don't even know how to rank it. Everyone just naturally goes, "No, season 2 is not as good," and then they can't describe why. Whereas like we're like, yeah, season 2 is probably the worst overall of the 3, but it also has the best stuff out of all of them.
Yeah, it has the best and worst stuff in the entire show.
Yeah, so it's like, you got that mix, but yeah, I mean, Corbin, where would you bump Ant-Man at all? I can go back towards the top of our list.
Man, I do love Ant-Man. I think honestly, top of B like is pretty
we had
fair.
it. Jake wanted it initially. I think we came to a common agreement on this. Was bottom of A was where we had Ant-Man originally. I kind of made the argument of like I don't disagree. It's almost too campy to a sense of being like I kind of think Guardians 1 is the best you can get from a quality standpoint while maintaining all that campiness. And so Ant-Man, I think, was like kind of the argument of like, it's just not on the same tier as those. It's, I'd say, right next to Guardians with what we would say, but it's more on the tier of the Thor Ragnarok as opposed to the tier of Winter Soldier, Doctor Strange 1, all of those really good origin movies right there. It's not bad, but it's not as good kind of thing.
See, the problem for me is that you have it next to Thor Ragnarok. And that's not my favorite movie. I thought it was a weird movie, so that's why I'm like, well, I'd maybe bump it up to A to give it some buffer. But like, I get it. I also haven't seen
we have
the movie in a long
Guardians 2.
time.
We have Guardians 2 below Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty tragic. I'm not gonna lie. I love
you,
Guardians 2. I'm a Guardians 2.
Guardians 2 is. I used to be like they're right next to each other. I've my new opinion, and I think it's not fair as much the movie. It's more just my opinion of James Gunn. But like, the more James Gunn makes, the harder it is for me to continue to say Guardian. I really like the Guardians movies. Like, I'll never be able to, I won't ever say Guardians 1's a bad movie. I think it's a really good movie. But like, the more that dude makes, the more it's hard for me to be like, I really like this though. Stop.
Yeah. No, what I think is funny is I keep getting clips of Age of Ultron. I don't think
Age of Ultron's got some great scenes.
It has.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Incredible stuff.
All right. We can't hold you too much longer, Corbin, but we do have the Gentleman trailer, and then we'll let you get out of here, bro.
All right.
Because Corbin, you just watched the Gentleman last year, right?
Yep.
Or was it this year? Last year? I put you on that, right?
You did. He did put me on. This show's a banger.
I knew it was.
Morning.
While I watched it, I was like, "This is the Corbin show." That's what I thought when I watched it.
So funny,
and Jake had actually seen it before me. He didn't put me onto it though, because he's a bad friend.
Yeah.
But no, I'm kidding. but yeah, it's phenomenal. Season 2 is coming out real soon, and we'll be talking about it on this show. But just figure, I haven't seen this trailer yet.
This estate spread out as far as the eye could see.
Some National Geographic shots right there. I did actually just recently watch the Gentleman movie, which is also very good, with Matthew McConaughey.
Up to and being loomed in the hope that I might support your efforts to decriminalize marijuana.
Nobody knows the business better than we do.
The Duke, he's evolving.
What if he's evolving into something volatile?
We need him, and he fucking needs us.
You are destined to rule. Forge your own path.
I wonder who he's playing.
Just watch the episode of Community he's in. He's the same guy in Community. Like, it's not even like it changes. He's what's his character in Breaking Bad?
Gustavo Fring.
Gus Fring.
Yes, Gus Fring. Same guy. He's the same guy as he's always been.
He's Gus Fring in everything.
He was really good as Gus Fring, and it tricked you into thinking he's really good in everything until you get to the 17th time he's Gus Fring, and you're like, dude, play someone else. Because he's Gus Fring in Community. It's Community. He's playing Gus Fring. I'm like, what is happening? He's a mysterious antagonist, man. And he will give a sentence delivery like this. And then that's and everyone goes.
Every time I hear him
Everyone's like,
speak,
"Oh my
I go,
gosh, Peak."
Ooh, lock in.
Everyone goes, "Oh my gosh, Peak." I'm not. I don't anymore. I used to be like, "Oh, he's a really good villain," and now I'm just like, he's not. He's just Gus Fring. He's the mysterious villain. He goes, "You're the
Move away from Bobby Glass.
Nope, he did the thing. Move away from Bobby Glass.
Move away.
The problem is
It's about having
everything he's in has worse and worse writing. So it's like in Breaking Bad, he has great writing, and he gets to be Gus Fring, who's actually Gus Fring. And then everything else is like making him Gus Fring in a world where he can't be Gus Fring. And they don't.
What, you didn't like Star Wars Gus Fring?
Like they don't know how to write Gus.
Bro.
They don't know how to write Gus Fring
Bro.
into their universe. So they're just like, be
and
Gus
eventually,
Fring
I'd like to see,
with different
I'd like
motivations.
to see
but you're attacking
Giancarlo
the same person.
Esposito. I'd like to see Giancarlo Esposito play like a different character.
Dude, I'd like to see him play a good version of the same character again. Like
I would just
at this
I don't
point,
even
he's-
want that.
I mean,
I just want to.
he's never gonna be
In Far
cast as
Cry
anything
6,
else.
he was in Far Cry 6
It
as
was
Gus Fring.
It's Gus Fring.
It's ridiculous.
I mean,
it's absurd.
I just want him to play this. I want him to play Gus, alternate Gus Fring with good writing again. That's even if he's he's
All
never
right,
gonna be
all right.
cast as something else.
an eating.
Oh.
No. Fucking no.
All of this is airsoft and in Minecraft YouTube terms of service. I don't know.
What's the matter? Cat got you bollocks.
Oh God.
Cool transition.
Can I remind you of your position in the hierarchy?
I'm a captain. I'm used to giving orders. You have my attention.
Be careful, Eddie.
You want to be careful with your be careful, Susan.
This fucking snake! Don't you fucking talk to me like that!
I feel an erection coming on.
That's the appropriate response, sir. This journey seems to be coming at quite a cost. It all feels just within reach.
For a creature reared in the zoo, you certainly become accomplished at hunting in the jungle.
Again, this is
There's
all
no need to
airsoft.
panic. We're still aristocrats.
Good grief.
Looks good.
Looks fire.
September 3rd. Oh, that comes out before Mobland.
That's soon.
So that's soon.
That's like a week.
It still looks. Holy crap, dude! We have so many shows coming out that we're gonna have to watch. Yeah, that looks really good.
I'm gonna rewatch season 1 in the next week. It's been a
Yeah, I have to start rewatching it. I don't remember. I've seen Mobland now twice in between watching The Gentleman, so I kind of was thrown off seeing those characters instead of the Mobland characters since then. But yeah, I think it looks good. Corbin, before you leave, what do you think of that? What did you think of the trailer?
I'm hype, bro.
Did it hook you?
Dude. Well, no, it's the tiger scene, bro. Because you know, like with that show,
It's gonna be something ridiculous.
Well, no, it's because you see that in the trailer, and you think to yourself like, oh, that's just like some one-off thing. But there is going to be an entire built story on why we have gotten into a cave.
Setups and payoffs. You don't.
No, you don't need to do that.
Yeah,
This sounds insane.
The
but
Gentleman
payoffs
season
are
1 is the perfect version of like stuff can be ridiculous and still work really well on the show. Like a dog ate Hitler's testicle in season 1.
But
that's
it made
something
sense.
and it was set up really well to the point that
the chicken scene. It's
Yes,
so
yeah, that was
funny and ridiculous, but like.
Yeah, it looked like we were getting
Makes sense.
Freddy's continued descent into madness. And dude, I'm all in on Daniel Ings after Night of the Seven Kingdoms season 1. Like I thought he was great in that. Like
Give him every role.
the guy
ever.
playing the guy playing Eddie, he still looks good.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Corbin, I guess if you're about to head out, you want to shout, where does anyone find you if they're interested?
Yeah, people want to find me. They can find me at the Zigzag. With
You can find me in her DMs. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, dude, no, she should genuinely
shoot
just
that
block
shot.
me before.
Do you practice that shot?
I should just text her, yo, just block me, bro.
me. She should block me as a crazy statement.
Oh my goodness, Valentine.
Okay, sorry. Go on about your.
You can find my my pro wrestling content at the Zigzag with Corbin McCoy. I'll have a video coming out here in a little bit. My podcast episode from yesterday is actually really good because I go into depth about how terrible the writing is, and actually, funny enough, how they are not giving people payoffs. Funny enough, it's because we were just talking about that. So I talked about that. My streaming. Been streaming a lot more. That's pretty goated.
Yeah, but he's playing Black Ops 7, so that's dead. But
yeah, well, no, I was playing Brawl Stars yesterday.
Oh yeah, you're playing Hitman though, aren't you?
I am playing Hitman. Some point. Actually, wait.
Big news for me and Jake.
My HDMI cable. Because I'm getting an extender because Jace's computer is out in the living room, and I don't want to move
Just
it. So
arbitrary people, but yes.
Yeah, arbitrary people. Sorry. But so my friend left his computer at the apartment. So now I bought a 35-foot HDMI cord that is going to go from his computer over here.
Hey, 40-foot HDMI cord's a good investment. I have one of those bad boys.
I need to get on that.
Dude, what's funny? It was cheaper to get a 35-foot than it was to get the 30-foot. And I only needed 30 feet, but I was like, I mean, that's a bargain. Like 5 extra feet?
Yeah.
It's less money.
So streaming and in pro wrestling podcasting, which is I mean it's a niche, but if you're interested in pro wrestling and you disagree with the writing and creative storytelling in it, which might be why you like our show,
want to hear a different perspective.
Well, I don't think there's many people that agree but I don't really think pro wrestling fans are all that happy these days.
They are not, and it's for.
They really never are, but I think they're especially not that happy right now. So, but yeah, that's
honestly,
where you can.
I'm like,
speaking of pro wrestling,
I'm like
I doubt
compared to most.
No, that was.
Speaking of pro wrestling, though, I do. This is now irrelevant to you, Corbin. So you are free. You're free to stick around if you want, or you can head out. They did announce Dave Bautista as Kratos, replacing Ryan Hurst.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I saw someone on, I think it was Instagram. It was almost certainly Instagram because that's where I see all of the. Well, yes, but that irrelevant. I saw someone. I'm assuming it's on Instagram because that's where I see all my stupid idiot takes on Instagram. Was a guy was like, everyone's saying he can't pull it off. Is just not isn't only thinks of him as new roles. They don't remember him in his serious acting. And it was like a picture of him in Dune and like Guardians 1. I was like, dude. Those are not niche, bro. he was like Dune. I know it might not have been Guardians 1, but I know for a fact one of them was Dune.
It was
and I'm just like, dude.
That was what, like 7
not that
years
good
ago?
in Dune. And he wasn't that good in Dune.
He was fine.
Like he just cried. Like it was the same thing as almost Drax, basically.
Yeah, I mean he was fine.
He was like intimidating for a second, then he cried. Like it wasn't. He's not gonna be a good Kratos. He's a terrible Kratos. Ryan Hurst would have actually made a very good Kratos.
Well, because Ryan Hurst can do the voice.
Well, dude, and I looked at him in the Odyssey when I didn't know it was Ryan Hurst. I was like, that guy'd make a pretty good Kratos.
Yeah.
Bye, Corbin.
Bye, Corb.
Yeah, that was that was a bit of a disaster.
Looks pretty big, and he has a good voice. He can do the boy.
It is ultimately, again, it's similar with the X-Men thing. It's irrelevant. It's not going to be good.
I mean, it's going to be horrible anyway. They're going to make him like I don't even know what I don't even know how they're going to ruin God of War yet. They're going to make Odin like a fat lady or something. I don't know.
Well, I'd say starting with the 2018 game is already a pretty bad start.
Explain.
Like you probably, if you want to do God of War, you should probably start with like building Kratos and have him do the actual God of. I would start not in Norse. I know it's like almost a soft reboot in a sense, but I would start with the Roman and Greek gods.
I know the reason they aren't is because they don't have a younger actor who they could cast that people wouldn't be pissed about. So I think literally the reason
everyone's been pissed with the reason Dave Bautista and Ryan Hurst.
Well, I'm saying some people are like, oh, that'll be fine. They literally couldn't have anyone like a young Kratos casting. I think that's why they're doing Norse, just because they couldn't get they couldn't get an actor.
Dude, if we're doing, if we're doing pro wrestling, if it's pro wrestling, Braun Breaker, dude, give me Braun Breaker that's not a bad young Kratos cast.
He's a big dude.
He's a big dude. That's a big boy. Alan Richardson, dude. Oh, bro, I've been watching Reacher. Reacher season 4 is awful. It's terrible. I think it might be. Season 2 wasn't great. Season 4 might be the worst season of the show. It doesn't matter. It's going to be like the most viewed thing of the year because the olds love it. And when it's good, I like it. The mystery's not really that good this season. There was a crazy girl boss twist in the most recent episode that literally like got me to die of laughter. It was so dumb. So there's these guys in the hotel room. They've been killed, or no, there's people who've been like their throats been slit, and like the medical examiner's going after it. And we have our love interest and her like grandma or her mom that is like an old, and they're old. Oh, I'm gonna get the country wrong. It's like Indonesian or something. And they're just there, and like they're about to get hit by these like guys who coming after them. They're gonna kill them. They've got the like fiber wire to like they're gonna garrote them basically. And they're like they're strapped to the room, and at the same time the medical examiner in the other scene as Reacher's obviously running to the hotel room to go save them. And the medical examiner's like, because they've been trying to figure out who slit these guys' throat. And she's like, these throat slitting can only be done by a karambit, which you know what a karambit is, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the knife that's got the hook, and you know you can do it's the CS knife that you can do the cool tricks with. Well, the medical examiner is like, these are only found in Indonesian martial arts. And as she says that, it cuts to our two females as these four grown men are standing around, and they draw karambits and they look them down, and then the scene cuts because as much as they're going to tell you that those two women that are like combined 180 pounds combined. One of them's a smoke show, by the way. Reacher already hooked up with her smoke show. Like, but they know how ridiculous it would have looked to have them fight those grown men, so they just cut back to the hotel room later and they're already dead. But it's so dumb. There's a scene where the CIA is raiding this building and the power is clearly cut, and then Wuss Soy Jack Cop, which is one of the characters, goes, "They cut the power." And I'm just like, yeah, bro, don't worry. I'm looking up from my phone. I got it. There's a scene where a guy has Reacher at gunpoint. There's another guy behind them walking with the group, holding them at gunpoint, and they're walking through a bowling alley, and Reacher grabs a bowling ball and hits the first guy in the face, and the guy behind him with the gun goes he like, and it gives Reacher enough time to grab a bowling ball and throw it behind him and smoke it's like, it's the worst choreography. You could have just gave them knives and it would have worked, but they were like, they made them have guns. And so the guy just has a loaded gun, and Gorilla Man Reacher just threw a bowling ball at his partner and he's going, oh, it's so funny. It's so bad though.
Yeah,
like it's painful.
Season 1 was good.
Season 1 was phenomenal. Season 2 was a bit of a drop off. Season 3 was real solid. Season 4 sucks.
Yeah.
I said season 2 was a bit of a drop off. It's a pretty steep drop off. Season 2 wasn't good.
Yeah.
Season 3 was season 3 was like, it wasn't a return to form, but it was a lot better. But they just can't reach season 1. Season 1 was phenomenal. It was really well done. Speaking of not really well done, Avengers Endgame Encore. This whole trailer's embarrassing. I haven't watched it. I just clicked through it. And the whole thing, they're talking about how awesome it is that Endgame exists. And then for the trailer, instead of showing anything new, they show audience reactions, which is funny because this is illegal. You're not supposed to be filming the movie theater.
Yeah.
So they're just putting illegal footage. Obviously, Marvel owns it, so they would be allowed to do this. But like, technically, they should be like going after these people legally. Then, yeah, it's like it's 4 minutes basically is what they've added. And I saw that they changed like the color correction, and now it just like they added a CGI layer over it basically. It looks pretty rough. Yeah, like this is way brighter than it was.
Yeah, it looks worse.
It's almost like they put it into like an enhanced AI. I'd imagine they didn't. I imagine they took the raw footage and just did some color grading, but I saw some side by side and it looks real weird. I'm not going to rewatch this because the movie is not good enough for me to go sit in a theater for 3 hours to watch 4 new minutes.
Yeah. What are the 4 new minutes even going to be?
It probably won't, but I'd imagine this could actually backfire in the sense of this movie's not very good. And people are going to watch it without the audience going crazy because everyone knows it. and it's not going to kill the hype. Spider-Man did $2 billion. It might, I don't even know what it's at these days, but people are going to, it won't kill the hype, but it might, I'm saying more to backfires in, it might sour people's remembering of that movie.
Well, I'm saying
but I don't know.
Them getting soured on Endgame will make them less hype for Doomsday.
Yeah, I don't think it'll do much, but
I mean, I don't think it'll do anything crazy, but like, it's definitely not gonna.
2.2 billion, by the way, for Brand New Day.
Worst Spider-Man movie ever released in a movie theater.
Pretty easy to argue that.
It's. I'm gonna allow a layer of objectivity, or subjectivity, but
it ain't in the top half. I think it's undeniable.
I think it's a fact that it is objectively, if you look at the script,
it's objectively the worst Tom Holland one. It's worse than Spider-Man 3, so your only other option's TASM 2. And that would just be more comic rage, I feel like, would be what TASM 2 draws, which TASM 2 is also not well written, but
it's also like it looks beautiful. Even though it's garbage,
it looks bad at times awesome. Too.
Okay, there's some rough spots, but the swinging
basically the entire third act looks awful in TASM 2 as well. New York looks more like New York though, the entire time. It wasn't Glasgow.
Yeah, it did not look like New York.
Yeah, Avengers Encore, aren't you hype?
No, I'm not hype. I miss Avengers
real quick
1,
because this will be quick because I can't show you the trailer because I can't believe after the great Daredevil fiasco of 8th grade you haven't watched Mobland yet. By the way, you need to watch season 1. 7th grade, after the great Daredevil fiasco of 7th grade, which some lore, by the way, I was like, hey, Jake, you should watch Daredevil. It's incredible. And he was like, it's not even that good. And then he watched like half of episode 1. He was like, nah. And then he finished it, watched the whole show in like a day. And then was like, bro, Daredevil was pretty good. And I'm like, yeah, die, dude. I know. And I was like, bro, you gotta watch Mobland. You gotta watch Mobland. He's like, I'll get to it. And now he's saying to watch it before season 2. Whatever, dude. It's coming out. It's like September 16th, and you gotta watch Gentleman.
Yeah,
you're saying you're gonna rewatch Gentleman.
Watch all of Gentleman, then I'll watch all of Mobland.
The good news is, I know once you watch episode 1 of Mobland, you'll be like, that wasn't even that good. But I am gonna watch episode 2 real quick, and then after episode 2, you're like, Caleb was hyping it a bit. But I'll just watch episode 3.
But I'll keep going.
And then you watch episode 3, and you'll be posted up like John Hamm in the movie theater, like. It's just like, I mean, it's Tom Hardy. You'll love it.
Yeah,
but
I like
Tom Hardy's great. And it's also, you can very clearly see the difference between the quality of work of like a Mobland and I think a Taylor Sheridan show is a really good comparison.
Yeah.
Because you have your grounding character, which is your Monica in Yellowstone or your Ariana in Landman. And because Taylor Sheridan can't write women, they suck in those shows.
They're just the worst.
But then you have your grounding, you have your grounding character in Mobland. She's still not that likable because she's not gonna be, because she's the grounding one to ground them away from the super cool stuff that you want to see them doing. But she's not like a drag on the show, and she's actually important to the plot. Yeah. So,
and
you gotta watch.
Is it Helen Mirren that's?
No, she's the opposite of a grounding force. Okay. It's Tom Hardy's character's wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean the cast is phenomenal. The writing, I mean, me and my dad have been rewatching season 1. Great, it's so good. Like, gets better every time you rewatch it. Banger intro. You're gonna hear the intro and you'll be like, oh yeah, let's go.
Honestly, if you had just when you first told me about it, if you had just played the intro, I probably would have watched it right away. I'm a big intro.
But yes, after the and also not even after the great the Daredevil fiasco. After we should not watch. I showed you a fight scene. We shouldn't watch Iron Fist fiasco, right? That.
Well, but I watched the fight scene and I saw the intro and I was like, I don't know, man.
And I was going,
no,
you like that, but trust me, it's not good. And then you're like, no, let's just watch it real quick.
One episode, it was like, I'm Danny Rand.
Yeah, you got to get on Mobland, dude. We're gonna have Gentleman and Mobland coincide. We think about it, Lanterns. Yeah, we can blow through Lanterns, and we'll be able to talk Gentleman. Oh, Gentleman might release all at once. Oh crap, it is going to. Oh, that sucks. We're only gonna get to talk about it for like a week. That's terrible. Yeah. It might take 2 weeks because I don't think I'll get through all of it in 1 week, but we'll at least have.
We'd have to do like
we'll have some Gentlemen. We're not gonna go every. We'll have to just briefly talk about it because it's a binge, so we have to. Like it's their fault, but
I mean, yeah.
We'll talk Gentlemen.
It'll only be relevant.
But we'll get Mobland. Mobland will be every week, though.
Oh,
We get to talk about Mobland every week, and it's going to coincide with some Terminal List Season 2, which I think the most traction we've ever got on our show, by the way, was Terminal List Dark Wolf, which is hilarious.
It's really funny because it's like, I hardly
it's not
even
that
remember...
good, but dude, it's the old show, man. The old people love this stuff, and they like it. That's why Reacher's #1 in the streaming numbers every year, or 4th, I think it was last year. But
old people just want to see
dude.
Cool dudes doing cool shit, which like,
yeah, we got all the dads
too,
like
bro.
watch
Me too.
Terminal List Dark Wolf, and they're like, bro, I gotta watch these. You gotta watch this. We have a bit of a weird trailer as I'm trying to flow us through a little quicker before we still have to get to Lanterns, but.
No!
The reason I do want to show you this trailer is because it's like, I don't know. I weirdly almost like I'm kind of looking forward to this show. Like, not like in the sense of I think it'll be great, but it's like I don't think it'll be too bad, which is Vision Quest. So it's done by Terry Matalas, who did Picard season 3. Look, me and Jake, I'm not gonna LARP and sit here and be like, I know Star Trek. I don't know anything about Star Trek. The only thing I know is that Picard season 1 and 2 are terrible, and he came in and did Picard season 3, and people liked it, and they like actively changed stuff. Well, guess what? WandaVision was awful. I didn't watch Agatha all along, but I highly doubt that's like S tier content.
Literally,
and this is the third one in that. And we'll see. We get Ultron, and like it's to a point where it's like, yeah, oh my gosh, why would the continuity? What? I'm to the point of like,
MCU continuity literally doesn't matter if it's a good.
Can it just be good
character story?
Yeah,
I
like,
don't give a shit about the.
And continuity. I mean, as all of Age of Ultron's flaws, one of the best scenes MCU period is. The conversation between Vision and Ultron at the end of Age of Ultron. That scene's phenomenal. So
it's really good.
Yeah, we'll and great actor James Spader, Paul Bettany. So we'll take a look. It's a very weird trailer, and it might have to get muted for copyright when I go back in the thing because I hate that. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Before you started working here, I remember when you'd come in all the time with that redhead.
I was a different person back then.
How about now? Anyone waiting for you tonight?
No. Home is just me.
Okay, so it's in his head. I guess that's how Ultron gets in.
Who am I?
You know what I will say too, along with the mix of like talking for this kind of cool. I like this poster here. Thanos about to rip the thing off his head in front of the thing. Like, as awful as WandaVision was, at least it had a style. Like, it looked pretty good with how it was. Same with even Agatha, from what I've seen. It looks pretty good. Like, it's very unique looking, and this so far has that same look.
I was an Avenger, but I'm not a hero anymore.
Okay, also, can we not do Loki? Oh, he gets all his character growth by watching the movies. Jeez, let's not do that.
Yeah, I do. I feel like this is better because it's him.
I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen.
I'm
saying let's not do that.
I like the idea of him sorting through all of his own memories. Like
I don't remember anything about WandaVision. I don't know that
head.
I can be bothered to watch Agatha all along.
Oh, so. No, I'm certainly not going to. I'm saying I like the idea of him trying to figure out who he is by sorting through all of not his memories to kind of get through that. And I think watching it like this is kind of an interesting way to do it. I hope it's better than Loki, though. Loki was terrible.
It's far more stylized than Loki.
Yeah.
I have his face, but not his virtue. All I have is his name.
Welcome home, Vision. This house is getting crowded, Vision. Ultron!
It's great to have Ultron back. It's such a waste that we only got Ultron for one movie.
Human avatars only.
So I
James Spader's great too. Just
cannot overstate the dangers of keeping him around.
Yes, but he is a...
Dad? Papa? Peepaw.
I'm a stranger to myself. That family wasn't real.
Whoa! What? They got it right.
Wait, he's lying, right?
See, this is where it's like if Terry Matalas he redid the Picard stuff. If he is doing that, or he's gonna like openly talk about how dumb some of the old stuff was, to actually have a character go like, "Yeah, Wanda's kids weren't real." That's a big step into fixing that.
Thank you.
Sure about that?
Okay, well, let's
well,
not.
maybe not.
I don't want to dwell on that.
A machine.
Hold on, was that Andy Serkis?
I had a father.
No, I just made that up. It's just some guy.
A machine. Called Vision.
Muzzle tough. It's a boy.
Oh, that was a son.
How is this possible?
Free us all.
I mean, these shots all look very good.
I like the way it's shot. It's very visually.
Save your son.
The final vision. Oh, good. Oh, okay. Well, let's not. Yeah, let's not reach. We're reaching a bit.
I wish to understand my purpose. With a genocidal maniac inside your head.
Nothing bonds a family together quite like mortal jeopardy.
You see what I'm saying? It's like weirdly kind of interesting seeming.
Honestly, it's the best looking Marvel thing I've had.
I think it's gonna be disconnected from Doomsday, like in a sense. So yeah.
It looks
gives me some hope. Very well acted, like very good actors in the list. It's like I don't look at that and just
character driven.
Yeah, I don't look at that and go, "Oh my gosh, this is the worst." Why? What is happening? Like everything looks relatively clean. Terry Metalis has the history of fixing bad, like at least making something watchable out of bad stuff.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
You know, we have a.
Looks pretty good.
It's intriguing, I'll say. Well, I don't know that I sound looking forward to it, but hopefully you can understand it without Agatha all along, because I don't. I'm good.
I'm not watching Agatha.
I'm good. We are gonna get a nice refresher on Wanda though here this weekend with Multiverse of Madness. It's gonna be funny because Corbin's never seen WandaVision, which is almost funny because you like weren't supposed to have seen. Like if you've seen WandaVision, it makes the movie worse.
Mm-hmm. It's just like she's inconsistent in the way she's an evil psychopath.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. All right.
Double vision. What is that bomb in your head gonna throw you next, Reese?
Before he
Finally, by the way.
About time, guys!
There's not enough, like, VFX or whatever in this show for this to have taken this long.
Reese made a career out of putting terrorists in the dirt. He may be exactly what we need for this fight.
You going somewhere, Freddy? If the president is willing to grant you a full pardon for your crimes and ready to give you your life back.
You're dying, James.
I don't want you taking chances just because you got one foot in the grave.
Okay, I was kind of thinking we could leave the reporter lady in season 1.
I don't think we really need her on the show. Wow.
She was just there shooting a gun, but
Maybe 1 foot in the grave is exactly what we need.
maybe 1 foot in the grave is exactly what we need. When's it come out? October 21st. So looking forward to that. Yeah, we also have some images here that I'll...
Damn it, I have to go rewatch season 1. Shit.
And probably Dark Wolf, because it's going to be pretty relevant, I'd imagine.
True, because it has all the...
Yeah, so we got some images here. Good hobo look from Chris Pratt.
It's like every superhero movie now.
Yeah, we got some sniping going on. Our boy, Rafe, our boy from our jacked Rhodesian Chad from Grey Wolf. It's a little skinny looking. He's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. He's like leaner than he's looked in past stuff for Chris Pratt, at least with that look.
Yeah.
Mo from Dark Wolf.
Tough.
Yeah, Chris Pratt again. Looks like he's doing some hunting there. We got this guy. He's back. In the words of Dave Chappelle, he saves, but he rapes.
But he also, this is the guy. You know, it was ended up being an evil person. So yeah,
he saves, but
he's morally gray. I don't know. He's a horrible guy, but he saves the day. I don't know.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't remember, in Terminalist Grey Wolf, we have old episodes where it's also funny because we were in a spiral because we're talking about Peacemaker season 2, which we just passed the 1 year remembrance date of. But he has the weirdest moment in the show where he like gets kind of rapey with the character, and like the implication being like you're supposed to kind of be like, oh, this guy is maybe not all that good, but then that's like the word, like the rest of the show he's just always there saving lives. Like he saves,
he's actively saving everybody
he kind of saves the day every time, and then the chick that he was getting kind of rapey around is evil. Being evil. So
it's like I don't even know what they want me to think with this guy. He looks more like he looks more like a Hemsworth
now.
One.
Yes, he's a lot more jacked than he was more chubby
in the face too. Like his face looks a lot.
Well, that's also the shave, the cut. He's got the low taper.
It's the cut, but I don't know. The face shape looks more like Chris.
He was pretty chuddy. I think he was intentionally chuddy looking in season 1.
He
was so funny though in Grey Wolf, because in Grey Wolf he was like
pretty stock.
Bro, it was just funny because the whole show, it was like you were supposed to think he was the lame nerd guy, and then also he might be kind of bad, and then he ended up like after that moment, he was literally he kept showing up and saving the day. Yeah. Reporter chick, great. She wasn't too bad in season 1. I just kind of assumed that was a leave that in season 1 thing.
I don't know what she's.
But I've only ever read the first book, so I don't know that much about the last thing. So before we go into the last couple things, just some basic numbers, we might have to issue a retraction. It seems like Doctor Strange may be in Doomsday, actually, because we had some costume leaks. It seems like we're going to keep destroying everything we like about him because he appears to be on Team Doom now. I'd assume this is Doctor Strange because he's got this third eye here, and I don't know why else they would have a character who's anti-incursion, who's got a third eye.
The robes also could be.
It's too Doctor Strangey to not be Doctor Strange.
I mean, if it was blue, I'd say it was Bullseye.
I just almost wonder if Benedict Cumberbatch isn't going to be in the movie.
Yeah. I don't know. That's weird because it's also not eye-shaped. It's just a little circle.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. They have to do something. Like, you can't just not have Doctor Strange in this movie. Unless it's Mordo. But these are clearly sorcerer's robes. These are clearly, it's going to be Doctor Strange, I would imagine. They've got these robes, and they've got this thing here that would likely be a third eye.
Or, I mean,
and it's like incursions, and Doctor Strange is one of 2 characters who's dealt with an incursion.
Yeah, that's strange.
Oh,
I didn't even mean to do that.
Yeah, but we'll revisit all the Doctor Strange stuff this weekend when we watch Multiverse of Madness.
Maybe
it'll be the first time I've watched it.
Maybe in Multiverse of Madness there'll be some hints.
It'll be the first time I've watched it since the movie came out in theaters.
All along.
So Daredevil got some LARP. Oh my gosh, we are so back. Daredevil, Peak Devil, we're back because Illuminate released a mid-year report, and it topped Disney. I have to really state this. So I love this headline because it's a bit ridiculous. But Daredevil Born Again season 2 shatters record with 2.3 billion minutes watched on Disney Plus. I mean, these are real numbers because Illuminate. So Illuminate gives out it's not Nielsen. It's really hard to describe what Illuminate is. So here's the deal. It was the number 1 ranked thing on Disney Plus out of original content shows made, which means it was competing with Wonder Man and Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson, horrible adaptation, by the way.
So it was going to be number 1 pretty much regardless. So Wonder Man came up because it was like Wonder Man was number 2, and everyone's going Marvel's racist because they just canceled season 2. First of all, I'll say Wonder Man's way better than Daredevil Born Again. Still not very good. Very morally confusing. But the record is that I believe... Yeah, Born Again 1 was 1.3 billion. I don't know if these are all the mid-year numbers is the thing, though. But it's technically the highest of... Like Mandalorian season 1, it would be higher, but it was the very first thing on Disney Plus. So the viewership numbers... the point, like, because this will be misleading, and you'll see these headlines: Daredevil #1, Daredevil 2.3 billion, and you don't know no context for that number. That's since the show came out, meaning it has garnered that much since to the mid-year point. To put into perspective what that number is, here's the weekly report. So Reacher had 1.8 billion this week minutes watched. Now Reacher's way more popular, but like Tire's 630 million. Like I hate the minutes watched because of how misleading the numbers are itself. It is immediately going to benefit a show that's all out. I think the main thing that this proves to me is that no one really gave a shit about Daredevil when it was coming out, and people forgot it was coming out, and no one watched it when it was coming out. And then it came out. It was just coming out around The Boys and Invincible. So people were probably watching that instead, and they just waited till the whole show came all the way out. Because again, I mean, this number wasn't fake. Let me pull this up. This one, it wasn't fake. It lost 50% of its viewers based off the actual, according to Illuminate, compared to season 1. Like it wasn't. That's not a fake headline either. So how does it have more compared to it's a whole thing? The point, the show didn't chart once. Season 1 was like 99th on most watched shows. Last year, Agatha All Along, by the way, was like 50. Got trounced, got put in the dirt by Agatha All Along. Like, and ultimately, like what we talk about, I'm just bringing this up because we do talk about the viewer numbers when we talk about Daredevil, but the point, it's irrelevant. The show's bad, regardless of how many people watch it. As we'll get to.
It's like Spider-Man's bad, even though it made $2.2 billion. I had a debate with a classmate today about Spider-Man and the Odyssey.
Dude, the Odyssey's the one. Odyssey won like 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, and that movie. Every time I start to think that movie wasn't as bad as I remember, I just remember someone goes, Odysseus goes, I didn't even really want to come home that badly.
Really want to go home.
And it just pisses me off. I'm just like, how do you do that? How do you make the Odyssey and you thought like we need to write a line where Odysseus goes, I don't even really want to go home.
It's like bro, come on.
Imagine Daredevil's just like, I think I kind of just want to kill people. I'm just gonna go kill people.
I'm just gonna. I don't know. I'll probably just try like killing people or something. I don't know.
I don't even really want to go home that badly. That's
but not
in the Odyssey, dude.
Yeah,
that's a line in the movie. Oh, dude, they were like, Odysseus didn't really want to come home.
It's like, are we gonna get like a cool version of all the Odyssey stuff? And they're like, yeah, you'll probably get like 2 minutes of each thing.
You're not gonna get anything cool, and he doesn't even really want to go home that badly.
It's like, yeah, you can get like 2 minutes at a time of like actual Odyssey stuff, and then we'll do the stuff we want to do.
But yes, things can be viewed a lot and not be very good. These are great numbers, by the way, for DC. Like, I mean, just to put it in perspective, this was a Night of the Seven Kingdoms premiere. No, Night of the Seven Kingdoms finale trounced what would be those premiere numbers, whereas I think Lanterns, if anything, it'll go down. I don't think it's going to go up. Yeah. I'd be kind of shocked if it goes up.
I mean, based on episode 2, holy shit, there's no way
it's but I mean, these are really good numbers, I'll say. It is, we'll talk about the show once we get there, because there's one last thing we got to talk about, but we were talking about the viewer numbers, and this is a very good performance for him. I don't know how well it's going to hold. It's a very weird show for me to even try to describe because it confuses me so much based on what we did get called on our private episode, where the only thing we said was that we didn't think the show was very good. We were called two young guys who don't know anything, which is funny because my presumption is that's an older person who is like, oh, these kids just want, like they would think of us as like we're the Dave Filoni kind of guy. Like we need lightsaber Vader. It's funny because I think everyone on both sides of that hate us. There's the people who go, well, this is a mature show for grown adults who like real content. Mm. And I go, no, it's not. It sucks. And those people are like, you can't handle it. You just need action every 5 seconds. And then there's action every 5 seconds. And I'm like, this sucks. This is stupid. Where's the writing? And they go, oh, you just need everything to be some gritty story. And sometimes stuff's just fun, dude. And it's like, it's just funny.
Can it just be good and also be a superhero show?
But yeah, we'll get to Lanterns. I just wanted to point out that it did, like, those numbers, it's better than, it's like 3 million viewers better than Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It did good numbers, man. Speaking of not doing good numbers in the DCU, this show was actually announced. Jimmy Olsen.
No Batman,
versus
no Wonder
Gorilla
Woman,
Grodd.
no Flash, No Cyborg.
Green
no
Lantern
Beast
suit
Boy,
that looks like
no,
Green Lantern.
No Robin solo movie. No Aquaman. No. What are we?
Hawkman. No
doing?
Hawkman. No.
What are
no
we
Nightwing movie.
thinking?
No.
No Red
No
Hood, no Joker
Superman
solo
2?
movie, no Lex Luthor solo movie, no Supergirl.
We are getting
I'd rather Supergirl 2. I'd rather Supergirl 2
would make more sense. It would make more sense.
It would be a decision I would go, that is...
Also,
if they did that, I would say that's the dumbest thing ever. But I don't think there's something that can be dumber than this.
Also, I pitched this to Warner Brothers Discovery before we came on board.
Anyone who was working
Gunn
on the board at Warner Brothers at that time and then chose to hire James Gunn should not only be fired and permanently barred from ever working in anything related to entertainment ever again, but they should be removed from the face of the earth.
Okay, he says this. You know what's funny? This is just a lie. It has to be. Because why wasn't it on your chapter 1 if this was the first thing you pitched?
Because they said no! They said no!
Like, why? Like, you're just lying. There's no way you pitched this before you came on board and they were really into the idea. Because you would have put it on your DCU chapter 1 list.
I mean, he announced everything in the kitchen sink. I guess if he did pitch that, there's no way he didn't put it in chapter 1.
He announced everything except Jimmy Olsen versus Gorilla. Waller didn't happen. Authority didn't happen. Brave and the Bold not gonna happen. Booster Gold not gonna happen. Lanterns, yes, happen. Woman of Tomorrow, Name Change, Swamp Thing not gonna happen. Paradise Lost not gonna happen. But we did get Peacemaker season 2 in the Jimmy Olsen versus Gorilla Grodd show.
No Batman.
Because people watch Superman and their fake astroturfing was like, yeah, Jimmy Olsen's really good. And DC fell for their own fake astroturfing of thinking people liked Jimmy Olsen. And they said, give him a show.
He wasn't a character. His only trait was girls wanted to have sex with him.
It's James Gunn self-insert.
For no reason.
I'm the quirky nerd and women want to sleep with me. Now, the other self-insert would have been like, but I don't want to sleep with them. I want them to sleep with other people and I watch.
Yeah. That's what.
Do you think when the grandma was banging Jon Stewart in the script, James Gunn guy was like, could we make this my wife?
Could, like, I please cast my wife? They're like, well, she's not old enough to be a grandma. And he's like, come on.
Well, just lie.
And then they're like, well, she has to play hardcore in Peacemaker season 3 and then get banged by
Peacemaker's done.
John Cena. And he's like, okay, fine. I'll wait for John Cena to do it some more.
Yeah, sorry. Let me just read this tweet from James Gunn. So, The People vs. Gorilla Grodd. The new show from DC Studios is coming to HBO Max. Our first foray into the true crime genre. From the creators of American Vandal.
Batman!
Starring Skylar Gisondo as Jimmy Olsen, Jimmy Tatro as Gorilla Grodd, Beck Bennett as Steve Lombard. You know, all of your favorite characters. By the way, where's Lois? And if this is a Daily Planet show, where's Clark Kent?
They have Cat Grant, though. Remember how she was a character in Superman? No, because she wasn't. She just had her boobs out.
You remember Steve Lombard? He had the football.
Yeah, he was the guy. He was the football guy.
Dude, if you wanted to do this show, this is a good use to get some Clark Kent out.
Also,
like, why would you not?
He's their sports guy. What's he going to do in the Gorilla Grodd trial? Cat Grant was like the I don't even know what she did. She just had boobs. She's not a character.
I find the second half of this tweet so funny. It's like, yeah, okay, James, this timeline post kind of hard to find. The video's still public on YouTube, man. And you didn't say that show anywhere.
I can't wait for Paradise Lost.
And what is anyone gonna tell me if I bring that up? Are they gonna say, well, they probably weren't gonna do it? Why? They were gonna do everything else that didn't make any sense, except this one. Except this one. And then this is the only one that actually gets done. But it was the one that was too ridiculous to do with all that other stuff. Like what?
I don't know, man. I don't think this is ever gonna come out.
So there is language in the merger. The whole merger thing's a mess right now. Basically, they can't sign long-term deals from between 30 million and like $1 billion. It's some absurd range that covers everything. So that's why we're not going to get a Batman. We're not going to get a Wonder Woman. It has to get approved by David Ellison before that. So there's a whole thing. We're not going to get Batman, Wonder Woman. And hopefully, if David Ellison's not an idiot, he'll come in and James is going to be like, so we're still good with just the people versus Gorilla Grodd. He's like, what?
He'll go, why are you still here? You're fired.
He like, aren't you the guy that did Peacemaker season 2? And he's like, you like Peacemaker Thursdays? You know, and then he'll just shoot him.
It'll be like the Breaking
with an
Bad,
airsoft gun in Minecraft.
The Breaking Bad clip where they're like, no. He shoots the kid on the bike.
Is this an inside job? Is he just gonna go back to Marvel, hail the hero, and like they'll be like, "You did it, James. You set DC back another 50 years."
I feel like
great job. You have successfully distracted people from how bad people are. Like, it's crazy how Marvel's trouncing DC right now, and it's the worst Spider-Man movie ever. But it's Spider-Man and it did $2 billion, and people are going, "Supergirl did $130 million." By the way,
yeah, this is like when Dana White.
I don't think you could announce a worse slate.
This is like when Dana White announces a big UFC event during like the MPV or the MVP card, but it's like MVP announcing like some shitter event in the middle of like the great in the middle of UFC 300.
I think the only thing worse than announcing this list would have been if all of this stuff got made.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if at this point in time we had already seen...
Bro, he didn't even make it past his first thing. He renamed Superman.
We would already have the Authority, Waller, Brave and the Bold, and Booster Gold by now. And we'd be done with Lanterns if things happened in the order they were supposed to. Two of the things
but they're not green light.
Two of the things that came out aren't even in the right order.
They don't even have Peacemaker on here.
It's behind that guy's head. Or I don't know.
It's behind Waller. It's hidden back there.
It's with James Gunn's wife somewhere.
This is an AI picture, though, probably. I don't think the video on YouTube that is still public is, though.
Dude,
it has to be an inside job.
The fact that this
if Guardians 3 wasn't so much drastically worse. If Guardians 3 wasn't so much drastically worse than Guardians 1 and 2,
maybe that was to sell.
I would assume it's an inside job. Like if Guardians 3 wasn't just like objectively clearly worse than Guardians 1, 2, and like the holiday special, I would just be like, this has to be an inside job. Do you think it'd be hilarious? He replaces Kevin Feige, after Kevin Feige leaves after Secret Wars. Kevin Feige leaves after Secret Wars. James Gunn has been fired because Man Tomorrow was a disaster. And so he comes back to Marvel and announces what would it be? Rand Robinson versus Galactus? I don't know. I can't even. It'd be Luis from Ant-Man
versus Charles.
MCU Phase 7. MCU Phase 7. Gods and Monsters would be Luis from Ant-Man, and the first show would be Luis, and then we'd be getting. You can't even fake it. It's so dumb. No one's this stupid.
I don't understand how a
human
being can tell other human beings that they want to do this, and other human beings will not only allow them to continue speaking, will not only allow this person to retain their extremely high salary job, and will not only not kill them on sight, but they will allow it to be made using money. They have to spend money to make this. They're not doing it for free, and I promise I would bet Earth that this will not be successful and make money.
Based off what James Gunn has said, he walked into his interview. First off, I gotta say, I don't respect James Gunn for almost anything. I respect the balls that this is actually what happened. He walked into his interview to take over DC, which was in a spiral after Blue Beetle and The Flash and all that stuff. Walked in there, set his balls on the table, and said, "I'll save DC with Superman, Lanterns, and Jimmy Olsen versus Gorilla Grodd." And they said, you're hired. And then he took that and said, that's how I saved DC. Actually, we're not going to make that show. And instead, we're going to make this stuff. Like, according to him, he got hired pitching Lanterns, The People vs. Gorilla Grodd, and Superman. And someone, a human being, sat in that interview and said, holy shit, you're our guy. Did you say The People vs. Gorilla? You're in. And what HBO property is this going to rip off? Euphoria? Do you think that's the... No. It seems like the only one that could possibly happen. Like Lanterns is clearly a ripoff of True Detective. Peacemaker's a ripoff of dog shit. And so...
Well, Peacemaker's a ripoff of like a horrible acid
Peacemaker
trip.
Season 2 is a ripoff of Peacemaker Season 1, actually. That's probably the best way I can describe it.
It's a ripoff of doing heroin, passing out, and listening to Peacemaker Season 1 while you're unconscious and throwing up all over yourself.
Oh my gosh. I had to hit not interested on like 17 posts on Instagram because I don't want superhero fans on my Instagram feed because I just don't believe them. I sent you a post where someone was like, I remember the good old days of Peacemaker Thursdays, Penguin Fridays, and Creature Commandos Thursdays. And I'm like, you just put Penguin in the conversation with those two. And with this show, everyone's clowning it. And I see people going, you doubted the Penguin. And I'm like, James Gunn didn't have anything to do with the Penguin. Why are we talking about the Penguin?
Yeah, if he had the Penguin, the woman that wrote the Penguin,
she's not writing anything. He brought back.
Why aren't they?
The writer Batgirl.
Why isn't she doing stuff? I haven't heard a single negative review of the Penguin. Why isn't she writing things?
Because we had to get the writer of Batgirl.
And the people from The Flash.
Well, that was the Batgirl lady. Or no, she wrote well, what was it? Bumblebee and Batgirl. So, and then it's being directed by.
And she's
Flash
still.
director. And we still don't have an actor for that.
And she isn't working at Walmart or Kroger.
Hey, in fairness, we never saw Batgirl. It might have been really good.
Yeah.
I guarantee you it was probably better than The People vs. Gorilla Grodd.
I don't think we'll ever know that because I'm willing
someone
to bet
has to have a copy. Someone's got to have a copy. Please release it. Release the Batgirl cut.
This will not come out.
Release the Batgirl cut.
I'm getting ahead of this now. On August 26th, 2026, The People vs. Gorilla Grodd will never come out.
I think it's coming out, dude.
Dude,
I think it's coming out.
It's not. This
I think
will
it
not
is.
come out.
What do they have after Man of Tomorrow? James Gunn is doing the thing where you shove as many projects into the green light as you can.
James Gunn gets fired and publicly executed. That's scheduled next.
I think this show is going to be made first.
I don't think it will be.
I want it to be. I need the goodwill to go. I don't want James Gunn to get fired and then have people go, man, we really lost something good. I need everyone to just watch Man of Tomorrow and watch Jimmy Olsen versus Gorilla Grodd. And people start to go, okay, James Gunn's not very good.
I hope it comes out and people realize what he is. But I don't think it's ever going to come out.
David Ellison's smart. If David Ellison's smart, he's on the phone right now going, are you high on everything?
Okay, I know you technically can spend under $30 million. Do not spend $29 million making The People versus Gorilla Grodd.
Don't spend anything. James Gunn can get this thing fully written off, like tax-wise. The government.
Do you know how many houses you can buy with $29 million?
Bro, just stop. Just stop.
Think about the amount of reliable transportation you could buy for people. Think about the amount of poor people you could buy a car with that money. Think about put it in terms of Priuses that poor people can reliably drive around and get to their job. Think about that. And then think about Gorilla Grodd, The People versus Gorilla Grodd. Think about that existing. Think about the amount of poor people whose lives could be bettered significantly with $29 million. Think about that. And then think about this.
This feels to me like this is so absurd to me that they announced this. This feels to me like James Gunn knows he's fired and he wants to make sure DC is so dead no one can ever try again.
I don't know how you can interpret this any other way. Or he has Alzheimer's.
And they delayed the Batman again. So now we were going to get a 1-to-1, like a couple months apart look at how awful Man of Tomorrow does comparatively in relevance, by the way. 500 million is not very good, but that's like the height because Superman did 600 million.
Mm.
We're going to get a comparison of how bad that one did compared to the Batman 2, which I don't even know if it's going to be good. But I think it would do better. I think it's going to do better than Man Tomorrow. Whereas now they've moved it to February where movies go to die. So in 2028, which, dude.
It's been, when was the Batman? 2020?
2022 was when it released. And that was delayed after like 3 times. I mean, we were in 8th grade when the trailer for the Batman Part 1 came out.
Yeah. I'm a sophomore in college. You're an adult with an actual job.
I have a career.
You have a career.
We're going to get the People versus Gorilla Grodd before a real Daredevil season 4. Let that sink in. All right. Unfortunately, we now have to talk about Lanterns.
I'm gonna shoot myself.
Before we I wouldn't go too specific. I obviously I don't care about spoilers. The thumbnail is Hal Jordan being dead. But I don't care about spoilers, but not going specifically in detail on scenes just because we're going to do that. What were your thoughts episode 1 and then kind of episode 2 mixed?
Episode 1, I thought it was a bad CW show. To the point where even when they use it's like they didn't have money for CGI, and whenever they use the ring, he flies, there's no effect at all. I would rather
the lack of the effect is pretty clear in episode 2 as well. It's pretty bad.
Nothing. They
didn't do it. Well, in fairness, green is pretty dumb. Green's pretty stupid. We all agree. We all can agree green's stupid.
Green is my favorite color. It's cool.
Okay. Maybe you should. Have you considered growing up?
You know what? All that green stuff is dumb.
Look, there's real colors like blue. Remember Daredevil Born Again?
There's
season
real
2,
colors
blue.
like shit brown.
And olive.
And tan.
And tinted olive.
And tinted brown olive green.
Okay. Sorry.
Piss
so thoughts
off.
episode 1, general.
Bad CW show. The casting is acceptable. The acting is, for the 2 Lanterns, fine with the script they're given. With every other character, it's all right, I'd say you're phoning it in, but I don't know if you have the ability not to. I don't know if you have the ability to be good, so I don't know if you're phoning it in.
I guess a little. Sorry, I do want to pause you because I do have to give this preemptively. I know next to nothing about Green Lantern. Do you know anything about Green Lantern lore at all?
I know in Brightest
outside
Day,
of willpower and the oath, and
that's about
that they're
it.
A core.
That's about it. And honestly, I feel like that's more than the writers did.
I think they know all that stuff. I think they're embarrassed by it. But then you give your thoughts.
Yeah. The show is obviously embarrassed. It's embarrassed to be Green Lantern. It obviously thinks in Brightest Day and Darkest Night, No Evil Shall. It obviously thinks Green Lantern's fundamental core being good, opposing evil with immense willpower to do so is corny and lame and dumb. When it's I'm not the biggest Green Lantern fan, and I'm not going to pretend to be, but Green Lantern's pretty badass. It's a pretty unique concept for a superhero. Especially obviously they made it, so there's derivative stuff of Green Lantern, but they came up with it. It's a pretty cool thing. And they're obviously just embarrassed and disgusted by what it is. It's derivative of an actual good show, True Detective, which was better in every aspect, except they didn't.
Which, by the way,
except
can't
they didn't
even
have
be
a
True
power
Detective
ring
anymore. And True Detective can't even be True Detective anymore. So
Yeah, well, the first season one's good. But yeah, no, the show's quite poor. I thought episode 1 was bad. I thought it may be more enjoyable and more Green Lantern-y as time went on, but that didn't happen.
Okay.
Episode 2 was
before you
worse.
go there, let me go. I'll do my episode 1 just because we were supposed to do this last week. And so episode 1. So it is so clear to me that first off, Damon Lindelof, if you know anything about like watch Tom King, Damon Lindelof, their hands are all over this. It's very clear. It was a show written by someone who doesn't like or respect superheroes for an audience that likes True Detective and Taylor Sheridan shows, while also hating Taylor Sheridan shows. Is the I really have tried, like, I try to avoid talking about political stuff when it comes to the quality of show, because I do think that there's a lot of writing stuff that this one though is almost, it feels like someone wanted to make a liberal sided Taylor Sheridan show. Like that's the only way I can describe this. It has like DCU's done it pretty, as awful as it's been, they've basically avoided any political stuff outright to an extent where it makes everything they've written be terrible. This show has political subtlety of, I would say, sledgehammer to the face, but it's more like a wrecking ball to the spine. Like the dialogue is terrible. There's the writing of the town is so bad to a point that there's only one way they can redeem it, and I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Whoever wrote unless the whole town is aliens, which is I believe that's probably the case. It's clear whoever wrote this town has never once been to a small town in America. Yeah. And we talked about Reacher season 1. Watch Reacher season 1 and watch the show. And it's like the way they talk about, the way they even describe the football stuff, it feels like a LARP. Like, he's gonna make the team this year, like kind of LARP talk.
Is he like is he all state or all American quarterback?
It doesn't matter. The whole point, every time they talk about football, it feels like someone who's never watched who's never been in a small town for high school football, let alone Nebraska. And talked about it like that.
Also, why are they playing a team 2 hours away?
Yeah, well, I mean, in fairness, it's a really small town in the middle of nowhere. It could be middle of nowhere, pretty far. But we'll get there. The point is, like, now that technically, and this is the other thing we get to, it's a mystery box straight out, which True Detective season 1 is mystery box. Mystery box can be actually good if it's written well.
I think
it's mystery box.
I know it is.
Well done.
I'm saying
it's thought out and planned mystery box.
I feel like the term mystery box has become like separate from mysteries in and of themselves. Like, mysteries are things that,
yes, but True Detective season 1 is a mystery box.
I know that. I'm saying a good mystery box is like they know what's in the box when they make the show. A bad mystery box is like they don't even know what it is when they're making.
Let me pause you, because you're not fully wrong, but I don't think you're right. Because a good mystery box, they I think almost always they know. I think The Force Awakens is the extreme example where they had no idea what's in the mystery box. Yeah. I think even Lanterns, they know what's in the mystery box.
They do.
The difference is, with a good mystery box show, it doesn't matter what's in the mystery box. And that's the whole point of, like, it's the other stuff going around it, to the point of when they reveal, it's not going to be disappointing to anyone because it was irrelevant to the actual. Yeah. Whereas like Stranger Things, they didn't know. Another extreme example where they just didn't know what it was in the mystery box. Mm-hmm. So they reveal what's in the mystery box and it's terrible.
It's also in a good mystery, when they reveal it, you should go, oh, or if you're smart, you should be able to figure out what it is.
So this one it's bad mystery box, and I don't even think it's like theorizable. I mean, people are probably this is gonna thrive off theorizing, and then the final episode is gonna come out and it's probably not gonna be very good, and people go, I kind of don't like that show all that much, when they were saying it's peak fire cinema the whole time. It's the same template with The Boys, Stranger Things.
In your head is better than the show they make.
The Boys, Stranger Things, the sequels, every mystery box thing. It's what's gonna happen with Severance and all this other stuff. Like this is what it is. That's how mystery box always goes. But I was like unoffended by it, in the sense of I kind of thought it was going to be middling to bad, and it was pretty middling to bad in the start of it. For the first half, I thought it was terrible. The second half, I thought episode 2, the whole time I've been bored out of my mind, and not in a sense of like, oh, I need more action. If you're going to do this, 2 guys walk around in a car, drive around a car and walk around a small town the whole time, you got to have really good character dynamics. Aaron Pierre, I thought, was a great casting for Jon Stewart. Again, knowing next to nothing about the character. He has this might not be his fault. It might just be the script and how he's directed. He has the personality of a wet blanket. There's nothing going for him. Kyle Chandler is the only thing. I actually enjoyed some of the scenes in episode 2 because of Kyle Chandler. The sheriff cop lady is awful. It's the same way I feel about Ariana and Landman or Monica and Yellowstone. I want to fast forward every scene she's in. I find her so annoying. She's the grounding character. She's not consistent in and of herself. The show is clearly embarrassed to be a superhero. I'm not a huge Green Lantern fan. When he doesn't even say, they ask who you're with, and he goes, "I'm Green Lantern from Green Lantern." Why? I don't know why he wouldn't say Green Lantern Corps. It's pretty bad to a point. I've sent this to Jake on Instagram. I saw a post that was like, same universe, by the way, and it was a picture of baby Superman in 1996, and it said Kyle Chandler in 1996. I sent it to Jake, kind of like genuinely confused. I'm like, because it said same universe, by the way, implying this is so incredible that they've done this. And I'm like, what's the glaze here?
So little quality, they're just excited about it.
Are they just going like, oh my gosh, the year happened? You know what I'm saying? It's like that'd be like me sending the scene from Guardians Volume 1, which I know is a different year than what I'm about to say, but Guardians Volume 1, and then the scene from Captain America Civil War when Bucky kills Iron Man's parents and going like same universe, by the way.
Well, being like same decade that this happened.
Yeah. So I thought it was like middling but unoffensive. I thought it got real bad real quick. I don't know anything about Hal Jordan's character in the comics. I thought he was really stupid with this. And it's hey, let's do a show where the hero was once really awesome and cool, and now he's a drunk, sad guy who doesn't really care that much about life. They killed him. I don't really care. He's probably not actually dead. It's almost irrelevant because the whole point is he's not going to be Green Lantern after this. Hal Jordan's the one I knew. I knew John Stewart technically existed, but if you said who's Green Lantern, I probably would have said it's Hal Jordan. I wouldn't even like if you had said what about John Stewart or Kyle Rayner, I'd have been like, oh, those names kind of sound familiar. I know John Stewart's very popular as well, but like that's my point. So it's like it's irrelevant as to whether they killed him because this show is both embarrassed of where it comes from comics. Oh, once we're in yellow spandex, it's this, and it's in 2026. Which is funny because it takes place in 2016. It kind of belongs in that era. There's that, and then it's embarrassed of what it comes from, but it also needs you to know where it comes from with things. Yeah. Because they want you to show you Hal Jordan dead, but the Hal Jordan in the show, you really have no care about being like, oh, he's dead. That's sad. This is Hal Jordan, the comic book character of Green Lantern, is dead. Oh, he died in the comics, which is seemingly in a build up to a massive storyline. You Wikipedia reading, you don't actually, you stop, like, I'm not going to sit here and LARP and be like, oh, well, I really love Green Lantern comics. They've ruined it. So you stop LARPing and be like, this is a really good adaptation of the comics. It's just not. The constructs look stupid. They're so lame. One of the cool things you can do creative stuff with the comic, you can literally create anything you think of based off your willpower.
Apparently
like,
you can create life.
It's awful, but I was like, hey, it's really cool how Guy Gardner's doing the middle finger. Like, I think that's kind of funny. It matches the personality character we have, and it's his creative way of taking off these things. And then in this show, they were like, bottle opener, man. Bottle opener, pretty cool.
Cigarette lighter.
Yeah. So, and they do it like 3 times, and it's like a weird orange dust kind of thing that makes it. It's not like anything cool. So it's like, and I thought that was, and then episode 2 was bad and boring, and nothing happened. John Stewart sleeps with a grandma. It's so weird. It's it's like the political heavy-handedness, subtlety. It's really under the radar. It just distracts me from how bad the show is. There's scenes that the writer clearly thought they were so clever that's just dumb. The mystery is terrible because I'm gonna be. I have a theory which we'll talk about. I would be shocked if it's not how it pans out because it's just the only thing that makes sense. You're supposed to know who. If I didn't know the name Sinestro, I would have been like, what the hell was that ending for episode 2? Which seemingly they added way after the fact, by the way.
Yeah.
Because Kyle Chandler said he wasn't in the suit, and they added that after. The suit looks terrible, even when he's not wearing it, because they didn't just do a comic suit. It looks so bad. I'd still rather him wear it. The only positive I can say is like at least John Stewart seemingly is like wants to have to wear a suit.
I still don't.
That's
think
like the
he's
only.
Going to.
He probably will. He'll probably put it on the last 10 minutes of the show and it'll be like, now he's Green Lanterning. Because that's everything. But it's like, at least he's not sitting there like, suit's kind of dumb and dated, Hal.
Yeah. It's the other way.
Yeah, I thought I was immediately checked out of the show when John Stewart's dad pointed a gun at his face. Yeah. This show has no understanding of what an MOA is. This show has no understanding what an MOA is on a rifle because there's now a second in the episode 2. We're 2 for 2 of the show being like, that's right where he wanted to shoot. And it's like, that's not how guns work, dude.
You're dead.
That's not how guns work, bro. Dead. Technically, maybe in a handgun at that close range isn't going to have that big of an MOA, but still, like.
The sniper rifle.
yeah, that'll have a much bigger MOA. But yeah, episode 1 of Lanterns. So HBO intro, blah, blah, blah. We're starting off. It's a flashback, 1996. Hal Jordan's on TV. We just immediately get rid of his secret identity because secret identities are stupid and no one likes them. We got some kids and they're all like, one's Jon Stewart and he's like, oh, I really like Green Lantern. And Hal we get exposition. So they're like, hey man, aren't you Green Lantern? He goes, yeah, this is how I became Green Lantern. And then he describes the scene of how he got the thing. And they asked, are you afraid? And then all the kids run away because their dad's home. And then their dad like walks in and is like, are you going to tell me his name? And he tells him his name. And then he goes, let's go out in the backyard. And he puts an apple on his head and he shoots a handgun at him. First off, it's a suburban neighborhood. You're shooting a 1911.
Shoots into a shed.
This is how every gun fail on the internet starts, is someone's pointing a gun at someone. Never point a gun at something you're not willing to destroy is one of the rules of gun safety. Mm-hmm. And so the show's got a chance to be like, oh man, Jon Stewart's dad was a real abusive, terrible guy. Because that's no actual dad who's not even a good parent, just
not evil,
not a terrible parent would point a gun at a kid, even going like, I know I won't miss, I'll hit the apple, and going, are you afraid? If you're not afraid, you're just a dumb kid.
Yeah.
Because you're just dead. Like,
so in universe, both he and his dad, I believe, are Marine snipers, and neither of them understand how guns work.
Yeah. That's one of the rules of gun safety. Never point a gun at something you're not willing to destroy. Go watch any selection of gun fails on the internet, and all of them involve someone pointing a gun in a general direction of where someone is.
I mean, in reality, if this happened, this man just blew his 8-year-old son's brains out. He might
hit this apple, and he might hit the apple still. But, like,
just kill his kid.
You don't have 100% certainty you're going to hit the apple, no matter how good of a shot you are. There's a thing called MOA, which is... it involves centering. It's based on the quality of a gun. It's going to be a lot smaller with a handgun at this closer range. In fairness, that's about all you can say. It is 45 though. Like this is a powerful round. So
if it grazes his head at all, he's dead.
The apple seeds might shoot into his brain. The point, like MOA, is basically you could be aiming directly at something. There's still a margin of error.
Yeah.
MOA, margin of error. Margin of, I don't know what it actually is for margin of accuracy. I don't know. But MOA, it's a common thing. It's a lot more prevalent with rifles, which we'll get to in episode 2. But like, this is a thing. There's a reason you just cannot point a gun at someone.
Ever.
You only would do this in a hostage scenario, right? Like, oh, you're going to shoot the hostage, which a head is a much bigger target than an apple on a kid's head.
And it also wouldn't be their head like resting on top of his head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I'm really reaching when I give the show this praise, but I've noticed it twice now, but it's seemingly, I think it's kind of more just luck and randomness. This opening prologue is it's got a very it's got a greenish color code, like the way it's the color tinting of it. I'm trying to what's the term? Color tone. I can't think of the term, but
grading.
The color palette. Sorry, the color palette of this scene is very more green when they're talking about, oh, are you afraid? Are you? And then like a lot of scenes that are more frightening in nature have a more yellow tone. I think it was a complete accident, to be honest, because most of the show just has a yellow tone.
Yeah,
but
and a lot of those scenes were like in the desert, and
I'm just trying to give them something, and this is one. So that was all for Hal Jordan exposition. And I guess exposition to tell me Jon Stewart's dad's a psycho, abusive, crazy man.
But then he just
which
like
I'm sure
calls him to chat later, and for some reason his dad knows all about the lanterns. But
so then we get a flash forward 2016. Jon Stewart's punching a punching bag, notably jacked, which is pretty relevant for some information we're going to learn about him. And so then Kyle Chandler pulls up in his car as Hal Jordan, and he's like, "Hey, bro, aren't you mad?" And then he goes, "Well, no, because we've been working together for." Are you watching? Are you watching, viewer at home? We've been working together for a few months now. It's like every scene in this car is just exposition, and then they just look at the camera, and he goes, yeah, is there anything else you want to tell me about you, basically? And he's like, yeah, this is also my character.
My character is that I'm late, I'm kind of a jerk sometimes, and I'm Green Lantern,
clearly
and a lot of times I go off planet to go go to other planets and deal with their stuff. That's what I've been doing. And then John's like, wait, so we've been doing this for 2 months? Right? Yeah, 2 months? Like,
yeah. And then we get a kind of Kyle Chandler gets a chuckle out of me a lot in this show, where he's like talking about how when he says sir sounds like you're saying F off, and then Jon Stewart's kind of like, yeah, sir. And then he like looks at him and emphasizes it. And then he sets the ring on the. So then basically the whole point of this scene is, oh, Jon Stewart. Hal is all mad that he thinks that Jon Stewart's going to replace him. And Jon Stewart's like, I deserve this and I'm going to be better than he ever was. So he puts the ring on the thing and he's like, oh, you save yourself. And then tacos.
Jumps out of the car and sends the car.
Yeah, this scene looks terrible, by the way, when he's floating in this car, when he's in this car. And then he goes, and he's just falling. We get our intro. It's the most like, please don't notice that we are called Lanterns because that's embarrassing because that's a comic intro ever. You could have done something it's like a case file. You could have done something really cool with like a green construct forming to make the thing, you know? You kind of have that. You kind of have the whole construct, but this is a case file because this is a.
It's so yellow. It's more yellow than it is green. It's almost entirely yellow.
Yeah, so this one's funny though. Then because we need more exposition, he just decides I'm gonna call my dad, and he calls his dad, and he doesn't first thing go, Dad, isn't it kind of weird how you were like trying to kill me a lot when I was younger? But it's so funny. He just calls his dad and he goes, Dad, he tried to kill me, and then his dad goes, okay, and that's the end of the conversation.
He's like,
and
well, you gotta stay cool. And he's like, okay.
This show does secondary viewing in one of the worst ways ever. We'll see it a lot, but this is one of them where it's like, okay, the audience can obviously imply, oh, this is a test of how's he gonna do in this scenario. He calls his dad. He's like, you tried to kill me, and his dad goes, he's testing you.
He's like, well, you want this, right? And he's like, of course I do. Well, I'm pretty sure he can show us that if Hal attempts to kill him and then he goes back and continues training, I can deduce that John really wants to be a Green Lantern. I can figure that out.
Yeah. And his dad wants him to be a Green Lantern.
And knows a lot about lanterns for.
And then he gets a construct of Hal. Sorry, I'm doing it unironically, but it's a great exercise to do with the show because it's all over the place. It's a little clip that we reference a little times. These are the bullet points of your story. And in between each bullet point, the words "and then" go in there. You're screwed.
Well,
the words of Troy Park.
Technically, the construct pops up because John
this is and
put
then.
the ring
This
on.
is no. This is and then.
But he should have popped up sooner.
And then Hal set the ring on the thing, and then drove off a cliff, and then and then John grabbed the ring, and then he called his dad, and then the construct appeared. And basically, Hal's like, I used to be way cooler back in the day, and now I'm a sad drunk, and I don't like anything nowadays.
He's like, man, what? Am I not super awesome and cool anymore? Am I an old, washed-up loser now?
So we have 1996. This Hal is from 2006. This is 2016, and we flash forward to 2026. It's all smart. It's just like just like how intelligent Superman was. Remember 3 days, 3 years, 3 decades. It's the same.
Yeah. It's the same.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, I haven't taught you to fly," and it's all like, "Oh, John's like, oh, he told me back." And then, Hal's taking pictures with people. This is all relevant because Hal Jordan's a celebrity and has saved the world multiple times, and it's known that he is an international police officer. Or not international, sorry, intergalactic.
Even more famous. And
yeah.
important.
And so everyone's like, and there's like, she misses the suit, which is like, like in this lady, like dumb and old fashioned, she wants the superhero suit. Imagine that.
Yeah, stupid fucking idiot.
Yeah, now Jon Stewart pulls up and Hal's like, bruh, you didn't die. And he's like, what'd you make? Bubble wrap. Okay. Why didn't you show me?
We didn't see.
Yeah, and it's still stupid. And then something about backup consciousness. And then he goes like, you said something about Rushville, and then Hal puts the ring on, flies away. It looks terrible. And then the purpose of this scene's hilarious, which is the purpose of this scene that follows is, man, isn't it so boring to not be a Green Lantern?
Mm-hmm.
Which is hilarious because I'm watching the show like, dude, let me see the Green Lantern.
Yeah. Also, there's no effect at all when he flies, which doesn't make sense because he has to make some kind of construct to be able to fly.
Yeah, so he goes to Rushville, Nebraska, and there's a football stadium, and there's a bunch of cops.
Shut up.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cops, and Jon Stewart's like, I'm a Green Lantern, and over the radio, he's like, this guy says he's a Green Lantern, so I'm glad that worked. Yeah, sorry, and then that worked. This is an and then. This is not a because. This is, yeah, and then they just go, oh, yeah, Green Lantern.
And then the sheriff goes, put him with that other effing shithead.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing about this show. Every other line, because it's the same as Daredevil, because it's a mature show. So we can use every other line is the F word. You effing kidding me? Here, I'll read this exactly. You effing kidding me? Tell him to stay on the effing sidelines with that other effing shithead. 3 effing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's we're a mature show.
Sorry you're immature and can't handle that, buddy.
You just can't handle language, buddy. Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
child.
So then he goes in and he walks up and Hal's sitting there and Hal's like, brr. I know this next sequence can be described as Hal going, I know there's an alien. And then John goes, I know there's an alien. And then the sheriff walks up and goes, I know there's an alien.
But you can't do anything here. So, this is just a people shooting. Problem. You get out of here. Right.
There's
Stay
a
out
shooting
of my way,
in this.
Lantern.
There's a shooting of this at this football game. There was a shooting. And then the sheriff walks up and is like, hey. She goes, you don't have jurisdiction. And then he goes, we don't. So there's clearly some prevalence behind jurisdiction. This is important because this is the only time this is like gonna matter. Yeah, so he's like, we have jurisdiction for aliens. She goes, this ain't aliens. And then his solution as to why it's aliens, he goes, no one's crying. No one, or no, not even that. It's like no one knows the people who got shot. Which, first off, it's the visiting fans. Second off, like I don't like you wouldn't like. There's no guarantee that someone's gonna personally know everyone who gets shot in a mass shooting.
Yeah, it's dumb why he knows, but he does know, and also her lack of respect for Green Lantern is in universe could like it can't come across how they act like it does. Like they act like her and Hal just have like a brusque back and forth, like, oh, they just butt heads and you know she's super stubborn and stuff, but it can only come across as hyper suspicious that she is this aggressive towards Green Lantern. That's the only way it can possibly come off.
Yeah, which it seems like she is.
Which I mean,
the rest of the show, it's just also dumb.
But so then, he doesn't act that way in universe. He acts like she is kind of right to treat him like he's a worthless piece of shit.
It's just such a dumb concept. Like the way he just is like, well, hey, everyone's.
He makes a comment that's like he likes the way she hates him. It's like she's literally treating you like you're a pile of shit.
And basically, she's like, I don't really believe it's aliens because if we say it's aliens, then people are going to freak out. So I'm waiting until we know for a fact that it's aliens. So then Hal's like, oh. So basically, he asked Jon Stewart to walk out, and they're like, oh, let's do the scene. Let's do it where he does the zoom-ins. And it's like, oh, my gosh. You don't kick a field goal off a tee. I'm not mistaken with that, right? I mean, I know it's a holder, but he doesn't like hold it on a tee.
No, you hold it on the ground. Used to be a holder.
He's like, let's say he goes, first off, the field goal looks so funny. It's like there's no line blocking. The ball's on a tee. There's no one holding it, and he kicks it in.
Yeah.
There is technically maybe a holder. There's no tee. Why is there tee?
Yeah, there
because the solution for is a game-winning field goal was there's a tee on the ground still.
Yeah, you don't do that. You hold it on the ground.
Yeah, so then
not only don't you, but you aren't allowed to do that. Like you.
Yeah, so then they argue, and then basically Hal's like, "There's an alien here, and I know who he is." And then John goes,
"That guy right there."
And then John goes, "There's an alien here, but I know who he is." And then she doesn't believe it's an alien, but she goes, "There's a guy who could be an active shooter here, and I know who he is," which is so ridiculous. They're like, "We didn't want to cause a panic and have him start shooting stuff up." I'm like, if you're concerned that he's the guy shooting stuff up, why wouldn't you arrest him immediately?
I don't know. Or use your lantern ring, maybe.
Yeah, but basically Hal's like, "I know who he is." And then John's like, "I'm going to go see if that's who he is." And then he runs away. And it's like, oh, he's going to round the corner. And there's going to be a green brick wall or something there. And it's like, oh, because Hal knew and Hal pushed him. No, he just runs away. And then Jon Stewart chases him. And then they go, and Jon Stewart just knows the town better, I guess. And then I keep saying and then, but it's just what happens. And then they go to a bar, and then Hal does a construct of a $1 bill and plays it in a jukebox, and there's a song, and this is all important.
Well,
yeah,
okay. This is important because Hal pretends to lecture John on using the ring responsibly, and then uses it to make counterfeit money, and then John, who is presented to us as this super straight-laced guy who, he refused to have a drink because, he's on the job. He's not going to do any of that. Has sex with an old lady. So he refuses to drink on the job. He's super hyper professional. And then he goes and has sex with an old lady he doesn't know at all. And then uses
she knows him pretty well.
And then uses the ring to light her cigarette. Is that not the everything we know about his character for the first 23 minutes of the episode is then shit on by the rest of it? So
Jon Stewart's a vegan.
Yeah. Also, vegans aren't.
Let's get someone on a vegan diet and have them get in shape, the same shape Aaron Pierre's in.
I would never touch meat again if it made me look like that. But
it's impossible to make you look like that because you can't get that big without actual protein.
Have you ever seen a vegan before? They aren't that jacked.
They barely have meat on their bones.
Look at Nate Diaz.
They aren't getting the right nutrients.
Nate Diaz is like the most tough vegan ever, and he has like the skinny, fat, flabby body.
They're not getting nutrients, dude. Like you can't be that big and be a vegan. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
So he has to have like devoured meat up until like a week ago. Yeah. And now he's like, "No, I'm a vegan." So, yeah, then they talk, and so basically Hal's gonna get in a fight because he wants to question this alien. He thinks this is his gut feeling is this a world-ending potential threat. Why wouldn't he take the ring, make a bulldozer, go? I'm gonna talk to this guy. They go, "No, you're not," and go, "Okay, by the way, I have this ring," and just walk into the jail cell.
Why doesn't he?
He believes it's aliens. If it's aliens, he has jurisdiction. Why wouldn't he just go in and freaking be like, "Oh, yeah, it's an alien. I have jurisdiction. You're out." He treats this like his jurisdiction falls under like normal U.S. law, the idea of like questioning jurisdiction when this is an intergalactic thing.
I don't understand why he doesn't just make a bulletproof bubble around himself, walk into the sheriff's department, and go, "I am talking to that alien, and I'm not leaving until you allow me to do so. I am not going to hurt. I'm not going to hurt you, but I'm going to talk to him. I will destroy this building if I have." It's dumb. It's dumb. He could destroy this. He could destroy the cell, put the alien in a bubble, and fly up into the sky with him and interrogate him up in the sky and threaten to kill him.
Okay, so known superhero Green Lantern played a song a bunch of times and it annoys some guys, so they pick a fight with known intergalactic cop who has fought seemingly crazy alien threats known to people.
His fight with Sinestro is common knowledge that you can Google.
We'll get there.
And they decide to fight this guy in a bar.
So they get what if he's just having a bad day and he just goes, "Okay," and makes their favorite thing to always do with Green Lantern, he makes a green machine gun and just shoots them down. Yeah. And also, I mean, he's not fighting back. And then he gets arrested, by the way. But while this is happening, this old lady was being generous, rather ugly. Like I gotta be honest. She is not attractive at all.
The problem is, Aaron Pierre is a pretty good-looking, decently tall, extremely buff dude, and she is a old woman.
So this is actually so Jon Stewart can go.
She's an old lady.
This is so Jon Stewart go. He doesn't want the ring, and I think he's testing me. It's like the 4th time we've heard this. I just want to listen to this conversation because I think this is absurd. You can keep talking while
Yeah, and then she asks him to walk her to her truck, and they have sex in her car. He doesn't emote at all while having sex. At all. He's literally sitting there like... I don't know if he's in
basically this entire scene. So this entire scene is like, she's like, I know you, and then describes his character to him, and he goes, yeah, I'm John, and then they're just banging in a car. If you got drunk, she'd be a 4 out of 10.
Also,
she's just not hot.
A grandmother, as we learned later in the episode, but
she is not attractive at all. Is the only, and he's just like, yeah, we're banging. This is another and then
he goes to the police station to get Hal.
And I saw this on Instagram. She says, "Say hi to Barb for me," and hangs up the phone. And this is obviously a reference to Barbara Gordon, because no one has ever had the name Barb before.
But she's from Gotham.
And she's from Gotham. There's no Batman, bro. I don't think we're getting a Batman. So Batman's obviously coming soon.
Once we finally get Batman, we can get a Batman Sheriff Carey team up.
And then they go, he's getting arraigned. And then a judge goes, who do you work for, Mr. Jordan? And he goes, oh, I'm Green Lantern from Green Lanterns. Instead of just saying the Green Lantern Corps, because we don't, that sounds dumb. Well, that's stupid. Why would he say Green and Lantern Corps? And there's clearly a bad guy judge, and clearly a bad guy lawyer.
Yeah,
and he's
there's a lawyer who goes up and goes, I'm going to help you free of charge. All you have to do is meet my super duper evil boss, who's also my dad.
They pull up to a ranch. This is where I'm saying, like, they have no idea what middle America's like at all. They pull up to a ranch. It's like, it's just the Proud Boys. And it's like a militia training. And they like all have guns. It's just like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, this is normal small town stuff.
You do think this about people, don't you, Damon Lindelof? You freaking... It's just like, oh, it's just the Proud Boys. I'm shocked there's like not a "Don't Tread on Me" flag, and there's a scene where I was fully expecting someone to walk up to the like grandma lady and goes, "Is this guy bothering you?" about Jon Stewart later. So then we have obviously evil cuck boy, and he's like, so basically Sheriff Carey is the daughter-in-law to evil Taylor Sheridan guy,
mm-hmm.
and
her and the evil lawyer guy have a son,
and this guy evil ranch guy is like, I have an NDA with some guy who's got a lot of money.
Who's super evil.
And then the next scene, he talks about colonization when referring to conquering and like destroying, which is just two different things entirely.
Also,
and no one would speak like this.
They think small town, like, Americans are insane militia members, but he's also nice enough to know that Jon Stewart is a vegan and make him food that he can eat. You think if you're thinking some dude that's like, oh, I'm a cowboy and I don't want them god-diddly darn dirty aliens coming into my town, you think he's gonna make vegan food? He's gonna go, no, young man, you can eat the fucking ribs. You can eat the fucking ribs. Like, he's not making him tofu. Like, what?
Dude, he looks at John and goes, best to eat off another man's grill.
Yeah, and he goes, man, John, real glad you fucked my wife.
And you get to look at this grandma lady in all her glory in the light. She's not attractive at all.
Should have kept it in the dark.
Yeah.
But he tells their kid when telling him how to throw a football that you don't aim, you just imagine it going where you want it to go. Which is like, okay, how did your dad not blow your head off? It's unbelievable.
First off, the football is clearly CGI, which I just realized when I rewatched it. In fairness, the child's throwing arm, much better than that one guy on that one show.
Yeah,
which I know wasn't that guy's fault. I've seen like a new thing where he's like, I know how to throw a football. I swear they told me to do that. But yes,
this is also this is gonna get nitpicky.
CGI ball.
This is gonna get nitpicky, but it really pisses me off, right? When they're leaving,
let me just pause.
Go ahead.
Because I'll let you get to this. Because this is kind of nitpicky. This football violates the laws of physics with how it moves. They could have just shot this like 10 times and this kid would have got it through the tire swing at one point. He clearly knows how to throw a ball, but they shot it once and they couldn't get it. It just goes, it's up and then it just falls into the tire. All right, what were you saying?
So as they obviously wait to do all the exposition until they're leaving dinner because they wouldn't have talked about it before. As they're leaving the ranch and walking out to the car, the obviously evil cowboy guy is walking them out. And they're all three next to each other. And then the evil cowboy guy is like, "Oh, sorry we drank all your beer, but here's the bag full of leftovers I had made up for you." Like they wouldn't have all been together inside to witness that happen. Like John and Hal wouldn't have been there for the leftovers being put in the bag they brought. Like, this is nitpicky, but no human being would ever act like this, and maybe it's an alien, but no alien pretending to be a human being would even act like this. Like, it's just like, I don't understand how even a moron who writes a really shitty, dumb show can't even understand that if somebody is sending you home with leftovers, they're not going to wait to walk you outside and then go, "Oh yeah, here's the bag you brought full of leftovers that you definitely didn't see me make up for you."
Yeah,
so
then we get so we talked about the wrecking ball to the spine. We get the Barrett 50 cal to the spine of subtlety, and he goes, "How about we're just two guys who want to protect the planet from anyone not born?
Any of them dirty aliens! I just want to keep those dirty aliens off my damn planet!"
And this is where you get it. "Hope I didn't mess up your tofu, soldier." And I was good. Good. Nothing better than eating off another man's grill. I'm so glad that they let James Gunn come in and write one scene in the show.
They let him write
like,
one
I want a
character.
line in there.
"Yeah, you can bang my wife, I guess."
So stupid.
James Gunn went, "Actually, wait, this guy's the villain? Hold on now. We might have to fix some things."
It's so funny. Yeah, and then even Hal's like, well, Hal says, "I'm impressed," but Hal's like, "Dude, you didn't get the woman's name. You just banged her in the car. It's like she was hot." They needed to make this like a 10 out of 10.
But she's a grandma.
They needed to get the girl from Landman.
Also,
I'm forgetting her name. Allie Lauder. They needed it to be Allie Lauder from Landman. That's the only way this works.
Also,
Jennifer Connelly.
Also, Grandma and Grandpa Evil over here look about 4 years older than their children. So I don't.
No, she didn't age. The grandma, you're giving Grandma way too much credit.
Not saying she's, but she doesn't look like a grandmother. I don't know about you, my grandma doesn't look like that. She looks like an old lady. She looks like a sweet old lady, not like an ugly 40-year-old. With all due respect.
Okay, well, it's all good because all the bad stuff's done and we get to the best. Twitter said this is the scene. This is the scene. This is the scene. The Lanterns is peak fire cinema. So Hal's going to interrogate this guy. Oh, gosh. So Sheriff Lady's like, "We don't think he's an alien." And Hal goes, "I think he's an alien and I'll question him." And so he walks in. So Hal says, John says, let me, because it's kind of important. He says there's 14 different ways that for a species to, or what is it? Something's 14. There's ways to pass as a human.
Yeah.
So let me get the exact quote here. How many species currently have the technology to pass as human? 14. MRIs, X-rays, blood work. Nothing down here can tell the difference. That's what he says. So basically, we can't detect them. And yeah, we get a if you don't lay a finger on him, including whacking him with a giant green phone book, don't do one of them silly green constructs and do a clever little
Don't
thing,
do one of those
dummy.
dumb Green Lantern things. That's stupid.
Look, can't we all agree green is silly?
Aren't superpowers pretty dumb?
And yeah, and then she goes, you have 10 minutes. And it's like, no, he can question it. He has jurisdiction. It's an alien. If he believes it's an alien, he can question it until he proves it's not an alien in his own head.
Yeah.
So he walks in and Hal's sketching this guy. And so this guy walks in and they do some questions. And it's like, oh, you drove? And he's like, yeah, I like football. And so he goes, when did Nebraska win its first national championship? Reasonable question to ask. The guys want to drive 2.5 hours for high school football. And he lives in Nebraska, likes football. He's going to know. He's going to be a massive Nebraska college football fan. Shout out college football, by the way. Almost back week 0 on Saturday. And then, and yeah, so I like that he knows that. And he goes 19. And I even said, wait, and she's like, excuse me? Like how a normal person would react if you just randomly are in a police investigation and they question you about Nebraska football. And he actually answers it. And then he goes, yeah, and they talk about it. And then he, hold on, this is the one, because this is how he proves it. He goes, where did Harry Potter go to school?
If I asked, I have.
And the guy goes, hold on. And the guy goes, oh, hold on. Let me get to this. He goes, huh? Harry Potter, wizard. And he goes, and the guy goes, I don't know. And then Hal goes, it was a book. I don't read a lot. He goes, well, you go to the movies, don't you? They only made it. There's like 22. And he goes, I watch a lot of football. And Hal's like, well, pretending they know the specifics, but not the general. As he looks at the camera, he's like, that's how I just did that. So my first thought being like,
this could work if it was like better, but
not for Harry Potter.
I'm saying if it was written better, that line, the like, oh, you learn the specifics, but you don't know everything. That line could work in a scene where they wrote the rest of the scene better, but
first off,
I'm sorry. I have second, third cousins who are farmers in a lot less middle of nowhere areas than this, who probably don't know what Hogwarts is.
So first off, that scene should never. I'll get to the much better version of the scene they could have done. Hal should never explain like, I'm on to you, you dirty alien bastard. I'm on to you.
Yeah, he should be probing him like he thinks, like he's just asking
don't
about
do
the
this.
crime.
Don't do this, by the way. But go to a Love's truck stop. Don't do this. Go to a Love's truck stop and go to a random trucker and go, hey, where did Harry Potter go to school? You probably got, you might get a 50-50 of like, and the only reason because they listen to audiobooks while they're driving or something. Like, go to a Nebraska college football game and ask the 40-year-old dad there, hey, where did Harry Potter go to school? Not dad, a 40-year-old guy there. Where did Harry Potter, like,
what?
And also like a guy,
what?
like, this alien survived as a human being for X amount of time on planet Earth, and you're telling me they didn't learn how to, they got intergalactic travel and they didn't learn how to lie? Like, wouldn't he actually go, I don't read Harry, I've never read, what, I've never read that, I'm not gay, I've never read that. That's how this guy would respond.
Yeah, yeah. I don't watch that bullshit.
Yeah, and he goes, you don't learn what everyone else knows. First off,
if it ain't farming, trucking, or football, I don't care about it.
And yeah, it's so dumb. He's like, and this alien just concedes. It's like, yeah, he's right. Everybody knows Harry Potter.
It's like, shit, dude. I'm an alien. He's like,
and
as a matter of fact, he's like, shit, you're right.
Dude,
but
this is the moment.
If I am an alien,
hold on, not yet. Hal goes, he goes, who are you exactly? And he goes, I'm Hal Jordan, Green Lantern. And then music kicks in because he's got him now. And now he's got him because he doesn't know Harry Potter. He's got him.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Carrie asks John if it's hard to learn from someone he doesn't respect.
Yeah, and Carrie's like, you gotta learn from this guy. You get exposition.
And then it's basically like, yeah, Hal is only fearless because he doesn't care about anybody.
Yeah, not true. Not possible.
No.
Not based on what we saw in the scene. Otherwise, he wouldn't be here trying to question this alien.
Exactly.
He'd be getting drunk somewhere.
Exactly.
So, I could tell the second I saw him, Hal Jordan doesn't care about anybody. And it's like, well, that's literally the opposite of what I've got from any scene I've been in with him. So, not sure how you got that impression.
Yeah.
So he's just like, yeah, man, I just went to a high school football game. And then this is the dumbest scene ever. Not ever. There's plenty of other stupid tones. So he just goes like, you know anything about Barack Obama? And the guy goes, Barack Obama is the president of the United States.
Yeah, it's so bad. He just like looks off and he's like, Barack Obama is the 44th president.
Well, no. So actually, he doesn't even look off yet. He just goes, Barack Obama's the president of the United States. And Hal goes, that's it? Because again, Damon Lindelof thinks all middle Americans are into political issues. So that he'd be like, anyone in middle America is going to be like, Barack Obama, he wasn't born here.
He was born in Hawaii.
He goes, do you know who Barack Obama is? He goes, yeah, he was president of the United States. And he's like, what? That's all?
I don't think so.
Well, it's
buddy.
like,
you're an
if
alien.
that's the extent of your opinion on Barack Hussein Obama. And then he goes, he is the 44th president of the United States. He followed George W. Bush. And there is a controversy around his birth certificate. Like, you tell me these aliens didn't learn how to lie.
So dumb.
And then he just goes, oh yeah, I am an alien, but you like football and I care about the environment.
He's like,
and
well,
a bomb.
If I am an alien, well then maybe I'm here for a reason. And maybe that reason is intergalactic war. And maybe I have a super ultra mega bomb adhered to my skeleton. And maybe I can set it off whenever I want. If I'm an alien.
And then, but also this is hilarious because now we've solved the show now. So now because
he also could have just killed
the
all
aliens
by not saying anything and blowing himself up.
No, that's not even true. because we know now the aliens are an immigration allegory because of Captain Racist on the farm earlier. We know it's an immigration thing, and this guy's like, we're here for vengeance, and we know that the man-eater is going to come up. Now, first off, I'm like 99% certain I already know who the man-eater is, and that's gonna be the big theory is who's the man-eater. And he's like, we're here for revenge, and we care about stuff, and you only like silly ball games. You only like silly sports ball. And so, first off, obviously, they're the victims. These aliens are the victims. And yeah, it's so obvious what's happening. Misunderstood. They're misunderstood. They're not actually the bad guy. And we already got that in episode 2, by the way.
Yeah.
Of they're misunderstood and they're the bad guys. But yeah, so he's just like, you guys like silly sports ball, and I care about the environment. So stupid, dude. And then, yeah, he goes, I have a bomb. And then he goes, so then they're talking, and Hal's like, well, yeah, well, I have a ring. And he goes, yeah, but it's not charged, buddy. And then he's like, and also, yeah, so the best way to describe this scene is Hal goes, I know you're an alien. The guy goes, I'm not an alien. He goes, you're an alien. The guy goes, okay, I'm kind of an alien. Hal goes, alien. After he goes, I could blow everyone up. And Hal's just like, alien.
Dude, and then the alien is like, man, Hal, it almost seems like you want to die.
And then he reads the oath, and Hal's like, no, because Hal has a tragic backstory with Sinestro, probably. And then, because I think that's in the comics.
This is like, this is like a random bullshit Spider-Man villain walking up to Spider-Man and being like, hey, Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. And Spider-Man's just like, no, stop, don't say it. Stop that!
After he says that, Hal Jordan goes, Harry Potter went to Hogwarts, you alien! And then it's so much better. And then the bomb that's supposed to be his walk-in out of jail free card starts beeping.
So the alien race that is so advanced, they can make human disguises that can pass X-rays and MRIs and blood tests. They installed a speaker timer on his skeleton bomb!
And wanted the bomb to be a deterrent to prevent this exact scenario from happening. We're like, because some producer watched this and was like, how do we know the bomb's about to go off?
I don't know. Make it beep. Make it beep.
Let me listen.
Why, God? It also says he can activate it with his mind instantly at any time. So it's like, the only thing that I can possibly believe is that he's choosing to make it count down instead of instantly killing all of them, because Hal can't instantly react, as we see in the next episode when he gets shot.
And then he goes, why are you here? He goes, why else? Vengeance. And then Hal throws him and puts him in a green bubble that gets destroyed by this bomb, by the way.
But also doesn't
like it blasts Hal. It's not all contained. It's not all contained to this bubble, which is kind of ridiculous.
It like blasts out the wall, but it doesn't hurt Hal, who's directly next to him.
And then this camera pans up, and then we pan down. It's 2026, and Jon Stewart's got a goatee, and Senior Racist farm is destroyed as he drives by it.
And then he
gets in,
Carrie,
and he sees Sheriff Lady, and Sheriff Lady's like, how is she? And he's like, you barely aged. And he goes, and John goes, how's your kid? And she goes, he's on the team now, all state. He's on the team now, quarterback. She says, he any good, all state. She goes, he's on the team now, quarterback. It's written by somebody who has no idea of how this. No one would respond like that. Like, how's your son doing? He's like, he's really good. He's all state. He's got he's getting some offers to go play at like Nebraska or whatever. Like, he's got offers from everywhere he wants. Mm-hmm. They don't go, he's on the team now, quarterback.
Yeah, he's on the team now, quarterback. He's all state. It's like, what?
Yeah, and then we go in, and it's like, oh, and he walks up, and Hal's on the bleachers, and he's dead. He's big dead.
And this shot in the face.
I mean, there's the theory. Everyone's like, this isn't Hal. It's low-key Foggy Nelson all over again. Everyone's like, he's fake. It's fake. I wouldn't be shocked if it's fake, but Kyle Chandler's not going to be in Superman 2. So, but Jon Stewart is. Either way, he's not going to be he's not going to be Green Lantern. Like, I think that he doesn't have his ring, and everyone's like, that's why he's not him. But the ring flies away, I guess.
But not to John? Even though the Lantern Corps made Guy
Gardner. I think Guy Gardner.
Yeah,
I think Guy Gardner has his ring.
I mean, if they're training him to be his successor, why wouldn't it go to him?
Well,
and also,
seemingly he would have his own ring.
The successor when that's not a thing that they've ever done ever.
I think he's got his own ring, and then Guy Gardner gets Hal's ring. Would be the best guess, but yeah, I don't know. And that was 2026. And the purpose of this is, oh, they killed Hal Jordan. Isn't that subversive and crazy?
When it's like the trailer literally goes, hey, Hal Jordan, you're going to die. And he goes, yeah, I know.
Yeah. And this is also irrelevant because we don't go right back to this in the next episode. So this is just like a time jump for no reason.
We don't even go to 2026 at all in the second episode.
Other than to be like, you know, you guys, we killed Hal Jordan.
Well,
isn't that crazy?
Hopefully you don't like this guy because he's gonna.
Hopefully you do like him because that's how we need buzz for our show. Is we killed Hal Jordan, by the way.
True, but
aren't we subversive and next level in Crazy Town?
Yeah.
All right, episode 1. What's your theory? What do you think's the mystery here? Because I think I've solved it.
I think the whole town is aliens.
Okay, the whole town has to be aliens because they act like not a town. If they're not, I mean, in this episode,
when Hal walks into the meeting and everyone is like, everyone stop talking about alien stuff now.
We have there's seemingly a man-eater out there. That doesn't get revealed till episode 2, and I think I know who it is. Who do you think the man-eater is?
If it's the
I am 99% certain it's old grandma lady.
If it's old grandma lady,
I would be shocked.
She's a man.
I'm gonna be kind of shocked. I'm gonna be kind of shocked if it's not, because first off, they'll be like, David Lindelof, I know, is sitting there in the writer's room like, it'll be subversive. It's called Maneater. What if we make it a woman? Second off, she seems to serve no purpose in this show. So
yeah, she has to serve a purpose going forward, and she hasn't yet. So,
and the what they want you to think is, oh, it's the big evil ranch guy. It's Captain Racism, but actually, it's his wife the whole time. That's the only. It just made, and they were like, "What's subversive and next level if we make it a woman, because it's called Maneater, and that's subverting the expectation." And they keep referring to it. They keep referring to it as a he, and they were like, "We never suspected it was a woman."
Yeah, that's gonna be what happened. And the funny thing is, if they do that, then evil cowboy guy is just right.
No, but he wanted to get rid of the good aliens, and
how would he know the difference? Though? If there are evil, horrible
she's
aliens,
she's playing. She's playing him. No, you don't understand. She's playing him. Yeah, but it's like, but yeah, but that's the same as immigration. You see?
Right.
See, you just assume because they're aliens that they're automatically bad, but there's the good apples and the bad apples. I don't want to talk about the political stuff, but it's so heavy-handed
really
in this show that you kind of just have to.
Born Again.
Yeah. First, episode 2 opens. Oh, I don't really understand the purpose of this scene. This is where I say it's kind of tinted in green, and it's like, oh, isn't this scary? That's what I reached for.
Completely honest, I don't know what any scene in this episode is for. Nothing in this episode matters at all. Or
I took notes for approximately 5 minutes and got bored. The charging is dumb. Why would Hal not bring the lantern?
Yeah, if he's going on a long mission, there's no reason he wouldn't bring the lantern. But they basically have an entire episode where they just.
There's no reason he wouldn't immediately. He can get there in like 7 seconds. He flew out there in like 7 seconds. So why wouldn't he just fly home real quick? Oh, charge it up. Get back out.
Mm-hmm. Or go back.
All right.
The second he knows it's going to be a longer investigation, he should fly back, grab the lantern, and fly back.
Yeah, and then Jon Stewart gets the ring, and he always looks like this when he has it.
Yeah. Literally, the whole
whole
story. He's like, man, I just want to use the ring and be a Green Lantern. And then anytime he gets a chance,
show is like, yeah, the whole show is like he's like, I don't know if this was them saying like, oh, he's disgusted that this isn't his ring and he's just borrowing it. But this just makes it seem like he's like, bro, isn't this kind of silly? So he's like, oh, you want to fly? You just kind of fly. And he goes, oh, I'm a natural.
And he tries to fly.
And then again, Kyle Chandler's kind of funny. I do like Kyle Chandler in this show. He's about the only thing that keeps me remotely engaged when I watch it.
And then
it'd have been cool to get him as Hal Jordan in like a Green Lantern show. That'd have been pretty cool. But
that'd be cool. And then
and he makes a bird.
And then he accidentally makes a bird, not like a bird construct he's controlling. Like a living bird.
And then he
creates life.
Well, I think that's the thing. It's like, oh, this is why he's been chosen by the Lantern Corps, because he's clearly next level. Because there's also the thing like you have to maintain concentration, but it clearly stays around when he's not maintaining concentration. He
takes the ring off right away and it stays alive.
Yeah, but I mean,
and he's not maintaining
I don't think it's great. I don't think it's great, but I think it's technically the reason why he's been chosen. It's like, oh, he's clearly the more powerful. And that's why Hal's kind of uncomfortable with it. But the ring goes, I have low battery. And he goes, this works to charge it up real quick. And he goes, on a car. And it's like 5%. So what?
Yeah.
First off, and again, not a Green Lantern expert. Aren't these supposed to be charged off your willpower?
No, from what I know, it does charge from the lantern. What you're able to, like, the constructs you're able to make are based on your willpower.
Okay. Anyway, this is dumb, because why would that recharge it at all? And he gives him a plane ticket, and he's like, hey, go get my lantern. So Hal flew away in like half a second because he was concerned about a world-ending potential threat in Rushville, Nebraska. with his ring at like 2%, and he didn't just stop at home. It takes 3 seconds to charge. You can literally charge as fast as you can say the oath, is what we're learning later. He didn't just go, breaking the staying back, and then fly away to the town real quick because it'd take like half a second.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, it's probably smart to maintain that since that's your easiest mode of transportation. It's your protection. It's how you fight. The intro is a little more green this time. Hal sits in the bleachers. Remember, that's where, again, we have and thens here. And then Hal decides to go to the bleachers. And then Hal walks through a metal detector that he assumes should be on for some reason. And then the metal detector doesn't go off. And he goes, I think that's an alien detector.
It's so dumb. Like, it would just
and
not
then it
be
is
on in the middle of the day when there's not an event going on.
Yeah.
Like,
and he goes, I think that's an alien detector right there, baby. I think I got this one.
And then
you could just cut this scene out, by the way. You just don't need this scene because he walks through the meeting where there's the metal detector and he realizes, oh, the metal detector. That would have been the better one, is he walks through it and he goes,
it's also,
oh my gosh,
okay,
this thing.
This part's really funny. He goes back to his car and grabs a wrench out of the back and then uses the wrench to break off the grill, which I don't think is metal.
A lot of times they're plastic.
And then uses the plastic thing to make sure it's the metal detector's not working instead of the metal wrench. Like, I don't understand. Even if it is metal, why wouldn't he just use the wrench?
The good news is, though, his ring's at 5% because he goes into town, flies up in the air for 3 seconds, and the ring dies.
Yes. So this leads me to believe he can fly for a minute.
20 times longer than that. Well, he presumably charged it up, flew to the football stadium. No, he drove there.
Yeah, he didn't fly.
He drove there.
He flew up for about 20 seconds.
And everyone is in a meeting in the town. Whoa.
Yeah.
And he walks in and they all go, and he goes, you were talking about me, weren't you? And he goes, and they're like, nah, we were talking about other super cool stuff. And he's like, okay, well, I'm here now. And they're like, we were talking about super cool stuff. And then, hey, coach, talk about super cool stuff. And the coach is like, we weren't talking about that, though. I'm not ready for this. We were talking about Green Lantern. We weren't talking about football.
We were talking about how we're all aliens.
But you want me to pretend that I'm talking about football now because we need to trick him? Okay, I'll do that real quick. And then the lawyer guy comes up and he's like, leave. There's nothing to look at here. Leave. Do not look into anything. You need to leave.
And then
Sheriff Lady goes,
hey,
husband.
Alien people don't pay attention to him at all.
And then lady goes, hey, husband, stop. And then there's like some sexual tension because Kyle Chandler's going to sleep with annoying sheriff lady.
Yeah.
Because she's not actually happy with this guy. And she's like, Hal, you got to stop. And then he gets a phone call. And then, and Jon Stewart's like, there's a lot of rocks here, dude. Where's the key? And Hal doesn't just go, Hal doesn't go, there's a faulty rock. It's on the left side. He goes, it looks like a potato with a frown.
With a smile. He says smile.
Yeah, and then he opens the door. As Hal's doing this, he goes into the morgue because everyone's at the meeting. And we get an obligatory penis shot because we're doing DCU.
It's a mature show.
And then he's like, hey, your house is big, dude. And Hal's like, you got to feed my plant. But he says, oh, you got to feed my pet. He walks in and Jon Stewart grabs the Green Lantern suit and he's like, he clearly thinks it's like kind of cool. And Hal's like, no, that's lame stuff, bro. Don't bring that garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes, I have a pocket universe. Everyone's got pocket dimensions. He reaches in, this looks terrible. And he just grabs the lantern.
Every DCU project except Supergirl has had pocket dimensions.
And so he goes in to feed the thing, and he's like, I don't like meat, Earl. And then Earl's a plant, and Earl eats the thing. And he's like, there you go, bro. Nice job. And then he goes, I used to like hamburgers, too. And I'm like, yeah, clearly, because no one gets that. You liked hamburgers a week ago if you're telling me you're that big.
Yeah.
You've been a vegan for like 30 hours if you're telling me you're this jacked.
Yeah, sorry, you have 12 scoops of protein powder a day, and then whatever vegan stuff you eat.
Yeah, and then Hal drags the alien body through the metal detector, and it goes off, and he's like, oh, this thing's an alien detector. And that's crazy because there's 14 species who can trick all this stuff, and they have the high-tech stuff. That's pretty crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have they wanted to do Captain America Civil War, but they don't know how to write. So instead of Captain America Civil War, they have Jon Stewart just causing a bunch of people to crash their cars when he could just very easily get to the side of the highway to chase this bird.
Yes. And avoid getting murdered.
Yeah.
He's like more focused on the bird than getting captured and murdered.
And then this lady pulls him over and she's like, bro, wait, why are you investigating stuff? You should leave. And he goes,
because these
no.
poor dead guys are aliens and you guys have alien detectors. And she's like, well.
Yeah, I know, but I wanted you to leave.
Yeah, but like, who cares?
And he goes, take me back to Captain Racism. And she's like, okay, but I do the talking. And then they show up and Hal's like, I'm going to do the talking. And he starts talking. And then Captain Racism rolls up and he's like, why are you still here, Hal? There's nothing going on. You shouldn't look into anything. You should leave. And then they're like, we got a sniper guy and he's going to shoot you for trespassing. And he's like, Hal's like, who's been on Earth for 30 years, goes,
can they do that?
Sorry, he's been on Earth his whole life, goes, I don't think they can do that.
And then they shoot him.
Yeah.
With a sniper rifle, and I can't tell I can't really tell what the gun is, but
irrelevant.
It's a sniper rifle, and they shoot him, and he's completely fine.
And Jon Stewart wakes up, and he's like got a bunch of guys around him, and they're aliens. And John's like, "Hey, man, I know you're aliens." And they go, "Yeah, but we don't trust the Green Lanterns."
But we trust you,
and how it goes.
Lantern trainee.
Yeah, and how it goes. Yeah, we trust you, the industry plant Green Lantern.
Yeah.
And they like, we suffer though. Here's the exposition gun, but sounds kind of expensive to render. So we're just gonna have you imagine it. And there's this thing called Manhunters, and they go murder crazy town, and that's no good. And we worked with your friend who blew up. But he and everyone else, they killed them all before they could get there. So,
yeah.
And then he goes, and you're going to be sad for a while.
Here's these memories. Bam. And we don't get to see any of them. But he's real.
And basically, we think the Lanterns hid this big scary manhunter in Rushville. And it sure is a good thing that Hal sent you here, so that we could get you alone to talk to you about all of this.
It's really convenient.
And Hal wakes up in the hospital, and Sheriff Lady's there, and she's like, and she goes, tell me about Sinestro. And he goes, I'm not allowed to talk about it. And she goes, well, it's on Google.
And then says everything, and he doesn't like say anything back. And she's like, well, that's all I need to know about Sinestro.
Hey, if Hal was a Green Lantern, why did he not fly to the Kent's farm when a space thing crashed in from outer space?
Because he's in Nebraska.
Same universe, by the way.
Well, because he's in Nebraska.
Same universe, by the way. 1996 Superman baby.
Well, this is
1996 Green Lantern.
This is Lanterns.
Same. No. Remember James Gunn, genius. Same universe, by the way.
Yeah, no, but this is the Lantern show, though, not Superman.
Okay, yeah, good call. And so she's like, well, I know everything about Sinestro. And he's like, okay.
It also says you were the one who took him down. Like,
and then she goes, well, how about you listen up here, big guy? I'm in charge around here, and you need to take a step back. And he goes, yeah. Which, again, I thought there was a jurisdiction that he gets to be in charge of the aliens. Well, no, there's undeniable proof there's aliens. So can he just go, yeah, I see what you're saying, but
I'm
shut
Green
up.
Lantern, so shut the hell
up. Yeah,
up.
but you're a dumb sheriff, and I'm kind of like a space cop.
This is like the same problem.
To charge up my ring.
This is like the same problem I had with Superman, where it's like he's a little pussy, and anytime someone is like, "Hey, Superman, you're bad," or "You can't do that," he's like, "Aw, geez, sorry, I guess I won't do that," instead of being like, "No, I have to do this. It's the right thing to do." Instead of being like steadfast in, the things he needs to do in his beliefs, they just roll over like little pussies when someone tells them not to do something, especially when it's a woman that they're attracted to for some reason, even though this is unattractive. Sure.
The reason she says to do this, the reason she says he can't be in charge, is because she's got a reputation of being the authority figure, and if Hal, space cop, well-known celebrity space cop, takes the lead on an investigation, it'll look like Captain Racism is actually the one with the seat of power in the town.
Yeah. This is like
what,
Jim Gordon being like, "Hey, Batman."
You know when Gotham was about to get nuked, so the military came in. They'd be like Jim Gordon, and, "Hey guys, listen, you bring in the military. I've established a reputation here in Gotham, but you bring the military makes it look like Bane has the power, and that's not good."
If Batman helps us, that makes us look bad. So, nah.
Well, yeah, but it's not even that, because at least Batman's technically unofficial. Green Lantern is officially a stat. He walks in and goes,
he's a government-recognized agent.
There is legal jurisdiction based if it's aliens. I'm allowed to take charge of a case. So it's not just Batman. It's a thing.
Yeah,
he's got jurisdiction. That's what the show told me.
Even Superman didn't have that.
Yeah, and Hal's like, "We're gonna bang later," and she's like, "Yeah, yeah." And so basically he's like, "So you were trying to kill aliens, right?" And she was like, "Yeah, they were trying to kill aliens." Again, we have a mystery here where everyone's like, "I know what the mystery is." And she's like, "I know what the mystery is." Everyone but Jon Stewart, and Jon Stewart's not going to take him long. Jon Stewart was just told, "Hey, this is what the mystery is." Also, that people online can go, "What if Mephisto is actually the benefactor of Ranch Guy, and the reveal is that there's aliens in the town?"
Dude, and then
Hal goes, "No one's been in this hospital." And then she goes, "Yeah, that's because no one's ever been sick around here, dummy."
And then they leave the hospital, and like none of the equipment is used. It still has like tarps and shit over it. And Hal's like, "Man, this hospital's empty, and like it's literally never been used before." And she's like, "Well, yeah, most people in our small town don't go around getting themselves shot." Like,
is the others end up in hospital. So Jon Stewart goes to a cafe, and then Ugly Grandma's there. Ugly Grandma goes, "Don't you think white people aren't very cool?" he goes, "Yeah, they're not great." And then she goes, "But my husband loves me."
Yeah, she's like, "Yeah, my evil husband loves me, so I put up with him being evil."
And then he goes, "Are you like a James? Is he like a James Gunn type?" And she goes, "Meh." And then he goes, "Are you a manhunter?" But he doesn't ask that because he thinks it's a man, and it's subversive because it's a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Because why else is she in the show? Like, it's funny. That's a bad outcome, and it's gonna be worse if she's not the manhunter at this point.
Yeah, because then it's like, why?
So then Hal charges the thing, and he doesn't want to say the oath because he doesn't like superheroing anymore. So now he's super mega charged up. So now he goes body shield, going to Captain Racism's compound, put him in a torture device, and go, "What's going on here?"
Or he just kind of fucks off to space.
So Jon Stewart goes, "MOA is not a real thing." Because he goes, that was a really good warning shot. And it's like, yeah, there's enough MOA on any rifle that the chance that you hit him right in that spot and it doesn't do any severe damage, not exactly out of this world.
Yeah.
Shooting a guy right here, it's pretty close to some vitals. You hit a guy right here.
Kind of an important area of the body.
It is away from the heart. So I had to think about it.
Yeah.
Your heart's on your left side, right?
I mean, it's his
and
right.
You got shot on the right side. But there's still a couple of things around here.
There's some like important tissue in that general
There's
area.
some stuff
You
in
probably,
this part of
you
a
probably
body.
wouldn't be recovered in like 7 hours.
The point is, there's a lot of places. There's a reason cops don't just shoot people in the leg when they're trying to get into escape. Because you could, there's most places you could hit, you're just, it's over. GG's.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, these guys said there's a manhunter. And Hal's like, bro, I don't even, what, bro, who told you about that? And Jon Stewart's like, tell me about manhunters. And he goes, And he's like, well, we have 48 hours. And he goes, what's the significance of the bird? And Jon Stewart goes, it's just a bird, bro. And then disintegrates it. And then he leaves, and Hal Jordan puts on the suit. It looks absolutely terrible. And he flies off. And I was already more interested in the show for this one scene, as awful as the suit looks, than I was on anything else. And he walks through a space prison, and he goes, what's up, guy? And it's just Sinestro, because I know what Sinestro is.
Mm-hmm. It's also, Sinestro is just like a normal guy who's like slightly pink.
I mean, that's fine.
Like
but the way he says it, he walks in and he goes, Sinestro.
It's also, he goes...
He says it like there's a camera on him, and he knows the audience is going to go, Sinestro?
He also, in episode 1, he says Earth is like a backwater planet. There's never been a lantern from there. It's basically the middle of nowhere in space. And then in like 5 seconds, he flies all the way to the Lantern's prison.
Yeah, and then he goes,
like the amount of time that would have to pass for him to do that. Do you know how long it takes to get to the moon, which is in our orbit? Or Mars, which is in our solar system? A long time.
And he goes, tell me what you know about manhunters. And he goes, what do you know about manhunters? And then he goes, they're the second biggest threat you face right now. So tell me about Jon Stewart. Because we're setting up rivalry.
Dun, dun.
Contention.
Ooh, he's evil and shit. Uh-oh.
I just hope Jon just shoots Hal, and that's why he's dead on the bleachers. I hope that. Just tie it home.
Dude, I hope Granny shoots Hal in the brain and then has sex with Jon Stewart again.
I hope Hal walked up to someone and said, shoot me in the head. I hope Hal killed himself. Because let's just do that.
I hope he goes back and goes, I was never able to solve this case.
I will say, the best part about the show is they got this super original concept of what if there was a hero who hated their life and didn't want to do the heroic stuff because they think it's dumb and was a sad drunk these days.
Yeah, no one's ever done
so
that.
So that's a pretty good concept that's never been done in anything ever.
That's actually a really good point you've just made.
At least Indiana Jones had 3 movies before they did that. At least Luke had 3 movies before they did that. Hal, they were just like, what if he was always lame?
What if he was always actually just a loser? Nobody likes him. Nobody respects him.
What if we only hint at the cool stuff he did, and then every other time he's just kind of lame?
We also don't even have a dynamic where, based on what we see at the start, Jon idolizes Hal, and then he's only known him for 2 months, and we don't even get like he's not all he cracked up to be dynamic like usual. It's just he has straight up disdain for Hal.
Okay, sorry, I forgot to do this. I just remembered. I didn't say what would have been like, interrogation scene if it was written by someone with a brain.
Yeah.
Instead of Hal going like, I know you're an alien, buddy. He walks in and he questions him, and he goes, and they do the thing, and it's better written. And then he goes, tell me about Barack Obama. And he goes like, I don't, he's the president, but I don't really keep up with politics. And he didn't know where Harry Potter was school. He asked enough questions that it actually makes sense. And he asked general questions outside of Nebraska or something, like something that would actually make sense. And then he goes, oh, sorry, dude. I thought you were an alien. Like, he's like, sorry. He doesn't say alien. He's like, I thought you were an alien, but you're not, basically. And then he walks out, and they're like, dude. And Sheriff Cop lady's like, I told you he's not an alien, dummy. And he goes, no, he's an alien. I got him. We need to see where he goes. And then they let him free, and then they follow him to the other aliens because he's trying to solve a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't go, alien.
Blow yourself up!
Blow up, dumb alien. Blow up, you stupid alien. Blow up and be so. Blow up, alien. You're an alien. And then the guy goes, beep, 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 beep. That seems awful. I think it's the worst scene in episode 1. And that was the scene everyone was like, dude, this is peak fire cinema.
Grandma sex scene.
It's not the worst scene. Dude, it's just not.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Jon Stewart could technically be attracted to grandmas. That's more realistic than the interrogation, I guess.
Well, remember, she said, she goes, I think Hal Jordan's kind of lame. And he goes, yeah. And then they had sex.
Yep.
Or is it this one? We're at the interrogation scene. They're like, what if Hal Jordan was actually would throw a temper tantrum real quick and kind of lame and a dummy? And they were like, now you're onto something here.
Hold on. Keep spitballing. I like what you're talking about. You keep going.
Yeah.
Everyone else, you're fired.
But I believe that this is peak fire. Should we do our favorite that we do with Daredevil, where I look up lanterns on X?
Yeah, let's give it a quick look. I don't want to. We'll probably have to get off soon, but you can give it a quick look, see what the people are saying. I'm sure there's a lot of really intelligent analysis of the episodes and not just people saying it's peak. I'm sure that's happening.
Okay, well, I only got people saying it's bad, but I don't know. That might just be algorithm cheese.
Man of Tomorrow has
2 episodes.
Filming. That's great.
2 episodes into #Lanterns, and we may be cooking with all-time gas. Potential to reach crazy heights in terms of quality. Little True Detective and Fargo mixed in, but entirely its own thing. Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierre with incredible chemistry. Yeah, dude, that's how I describe it.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, gosh. I'm trying to find anything else. Lanterns earns 9.3 million viewers during its first 2 days on HBO. Top 5 forever for an HBO show, which is crazy for this show of all things. It's so random to me that this show is that popular. I just find it really strange. Is it, like, I don't know. I just find it really weird.
I mean, it's
Lanterns is successful because it focused on telling a story it wants to and not giving a shit what a bunch of entitled comic book dorks want you to think it should be. Well, that's the target audience, to be fair. The problem is it's also just not written well.
That's also such an arrogant and
how about Matt Jarbo?
Honestly, just an unacceptable thing to say. To be like, oh, all the fans of this pre-existing IP want the adaptation to be like the thing they like. Those arrogant scum. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's just weird. It's like, why are you watching the show if you're like, aren't comic books like pretty dumb?
I just saw.
You know what I'm saying? It's like why would this be made for, like, why does it make any sense to make a Green Lantern? Because people go, well, they're watching it because it's not that. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's true, but it's like the concept is, why would you make a show about a Green Lantern and then your target audience is not people who like Green Lantern? It doesn't make any sense.
It's
the same as making a Resident Evil movie without any Resident Evil characters or anything.
Yeah, but no one would do that. That's stupid.
The way Jordan flies, greater than. The ring is low and he immediately falls down. Lamau. The ring's at 5%, dude. Oh yeah. I didn't even think about this. I don't know if this technically. Well, if Obama's president and Bush was president, it means long updates with a banger and technically a good point.
A very good reason.
If Obama and Bush are president, that means 9/11 probably happened. So I don't know what Jordan was doing. I don't know what Batman was doing. Batman couldn't have stopped it, but Jordan could have probably stopped the second plane.
All I see is a bunch of idiots responding to it, and then James Gunn posting like trailers.
This is a good one. What a shot. Oh, I can't. Sorry. What a shot. Lanterns 2026. What a shot. Look, isn't it crazy how she's scared? And he's like, meh.
Oh.
And Hal's mad.
No, this is a crazy one. This one, it's a in quotes, it says Lanterns. Oh, shit, sorry. Oh, Lanterns hates superheroes and is ashamed of being a superhero, in quotes. And then it says literally the second episode, and it's the clip of him talking to Sinestro.
In the worst, ugliest looking suit ever.
It is ashamed of being a superhero. People are saying
Coldest,
that the lady is the Manhunter, though. That's what people are saying.
All right. What? I'm in fairness, I think it's almost too obvious. What does this even mean? Also, this isn't a spoiler. Coldest way to recharge. It's so cold how he says the oath super quickly.
Like he's embarrassed and ashamed and hates it.
Did people just glaze anything? Lanterns, I guess this happened. This is from Geeks and Gamers, I guess. But executive producer Damon Lindelof claims nobody wants an adaptation faithful to the source material. In a quote, as a consumer and as someone who's making this stuff, there's almost a responsibility to take risks. I don't think anybody wants to see you be completely and totally vigilant to source material because then it isn't an adaptation at all. Shouldn't we be on this conversation by now? You see, I agree. We should be way beyond this conversation by now. For the complete opposite reason, you dummy. You stupid, pretentious dummy.
Mm-hmm.
People don't even want like faithful adaptation. Shouldn't we stop talking about this by now? That's like, wasn't that the whole point of like, oh, Deadpool and Wolverine, isn't it? Like, what are we doing? Are we gonna do, oh, it's peak that Superman wears the trunks, or oh, it's peak that Lanterns hates comics? Oh, it's peak that Superman is Silver Age comics to the bone, and it looks like comics, and it's comics. When it's Superman, and when it's Supergirl, and when it's I don't know, Peacemaker. I don't even know what I think. Creature Commandos are like comics. It's like the comics. James Gunn's making a universe for comic fans. It's about comics. It's comics. Everything's comics. And now that it's Lanterns, like, well, actually, the story is pretty good. It's all about the quality of the story, actually. It has nothing to do. You really don't want the comics to drag down the story you're going to tell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Damon Lindelof might be the worst person on earth.
Well, he made Watchmen.
Dude.
Like, not the good Watchmen.
I don't think anybody wants to see you be completely and totally vigilant to the source material, because then it isn't an adaptation at all. Shouldn't we be beyond this conversation right now? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
Actually, adapting it faithfully isn't an adaptation, but this is.
Well, I will say,
insane. You have to be outside of your mind to say that out loud.
We do have a really good. So there was this thing that came out that was like, I mean, remember, they were like page to screen. It was pretty dumb. It was called A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. No one liked it, and everyone agreed it was pretty, because it wasn't even an adaptation. They were literally just like, what if we just take the novella and just like make a series, basically page to screen off it? And everyone pretty much came together and was like, this show sucks, and it's not a good adaptation, and we all hate it because they basically just went page to screen. You remember that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There was also remember when there was this movie that failed and everyone hated called Project Hail Mary, that was like the main critique of was like, or sorry, no, like the main praise of was like, hey, we didn't take some stuff from the book. I'm being facetious, obviously. Everyone was like, it's awesome. And the main critique for Night of the Seven Kingdoms was you're missing this one specific line from the book. And the main critique of Project Hail Mary was, I wish there was more science like there is in the book. You stupid idiot.
But no one was like, man, you really screwed up these characters fundamentally, or man, you don't understand why these characters are good and what people like about them. It's, oh, you missed a line from the book. Or, man, you should have scienced more. Those are valid complaints, too. But they're small, and they're in something that's incredible. This is just piss.
This shot from Lanterns, peak composition. The shooting's fine. Like, I don't know, the cinematography is it's not bad, is the only thing I can say to it. It's not like, it looks like an HBO show. It doesn't look like a Disney Plus show.
No, it's worse than that.
Oh gosh, it's so dumb. The fact that they made me care so much about John and that little bird in one episode, it watching over him and protecting him, then John looking genuinely sad when he deconstructs it. This show is just so good.
Oh my god. The best CGI of a superhero fight I've seen in a long time.
That's crazy.
It's literally, it's like Invincible. It's just, he gets bigger.
Lanterns is phenomenal. A series that asks what it means to be chosen and who gets the privilege of living without fear. Big, bold, ambitious stuff. Maybe a shade shy of Lindelof's Watchmen, but handily the best superhero project of the year, if not the last few years. The top comment. Spider-Man, buddy. Let me find one. Let's top comment. No, it's not. Okay, sorry. These are all probably pretentious people who are like, superhero stuff's pretty lame.
I mean, saving people's pretty freaking lame.
Oh, this is so ridiculous. This will be the last thing I show just because we already talked about this. Just look at this. This is the most ridiculous tweet this is just the most ridiculous series of words ever to exist. Just like, what is this?
Man, we eating good.
The James Peak Gun, Peak Maker, Peak CU. Yeah, it's just I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's the same as like, oh, Spider-Man Homecoming's not good because super small critique about the story, blah 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 blah. Spider-Man Brand New Day's peak fire cinema, right? Same as that, but this one is like Superman comes out and is dumb, but they're like, well, no, it's the comics though, and the movie's automatically peak because he has the trunks on in comics, and then Supergirl, I'm like, the Green Sun's dumb, like, well, but it's in the comics though, and her suit looks really good compared to the comics, and she acts a lot like, and it's a lot like Woman of Tomorrow comics. And Peacemaker's like, yeah, but he's pretty good compared to the comics. And well, you just don't understand because James Gunn's universe is actually for comic fans. And then Lanterns comes out and it's like, what you ignorant dummies don't understand is this is peak because it hates comic book fans.
Comics are for
and
babies.
That's why it's good. And it's like, so is it? You know what's a pretty good adaptation? I'd say Daredevil season 3 is a pretty good changed adaptation of Man Without Fear. Not as good, but pretty decent. Or sorry, not Man Without Fear. Born Again. And I'd say season 1's a decent attempt at adapting Man Without Fear without going page to screen. And they're also real television shows. So, you know,
also...
look, what little silly comic reader fans don't understand is that no one wants their silly little green. All right, we all agree green's stupid. Like, do you understand how dumb you are? You're siding with the guy who said, yeah, look, this color, it's kind of dumb. And he says, people don't even really want they don't really want page to screen adaptations. We had 2 things this year where everyone's like, those are pretty page to screen. They're phenomenal.
They also
aren't.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
You were saying Project Hail Mary and Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I thought you were saying...
Yes.
I thought you were saying Supergirl and Spider-Man Brand New Day because people...
To my understanding, Supergirl's not very page to screen.
No, neither of them are, but people are like, oh, it's like that comic book, even though it's not because they don't actually read comic books. If they actually cared about comic books, they'd be furious, but they don't.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even
read that many comics, but I feel like I care about what they are and what they represent more than any of these comic artists do. Even if I had never read a comic book in my entire life, I would respect the fact that they're a medium to tell stories and a form of artistic expression and storytelling, and that should be respected in and of itself. I can say the same thing about literally any medium. I can say it about music. It's a form of storytelling and an artistic medium to express yourself. I don't think that means it's a worthless piece of shit.
I guess if we look at it from like a selfish angle of like, yeah, I've never read a Green Lantern comic, but I would rather them take source material seriously because I want to watch stuff based off the source material I have read and I like.
I want to watch this show and go, I understand why people spend so much time reading Green Lantern comics, not going, yeah, if you read Green Lantern comics, you're probably mentally handicapped.
Look, we all agree Green's stupid, guys. You are the silly little dummies who like to read Green Lantern. And then they turn around and they're like, it's so because someone's got the trunks on because that's in the comics. And just Spider-Man, that scene, that's a 1-to-1 recreation of Amazing Fantasy 15.
And it's like, do you see the rest of the scene? Well,
Fantastic Four is just a Kirby era comic. It's like it flip-flops. Sometimes everyone's like super analytical and like, well, this story doesn't actually, that's a contrivance based off earlier in the movie. And then other times with Spider-Man Brand New Day, they're like, yeah, but it was fun though. And then with this, they're like, oh, it's not a comic show, and that's why it's good. And then the other thing in the DCU, they're like, this is basically page to screen comics. So it's like, I just need consistency. I need to know how we're supposed to judge stuff at this point, because some of you guys are like peak CU because it's comics, and then you turn on like peak CU because it's not comics. And then, so what is it? What do I judge? Is it good if it's comics, or is it good if it's not comics? It can't be both, by the way.
It can't.
Can't be both. Not allowed to be. It's not allowed to be both because I need to know one's silly and for children and one's for grown adults who actually like real stuff. So which is it?
Or we could just praise stories for the stories that they are, regardless of what.
Yeah, there's a reason comics are successful.
Because people like.
And there's a reason you shouldn't adapt everything that's in a comic.
You know who's buying comics? Not babies. Not toddlers. It's adults.
Grown children, buddy.
It's teenagers. It's adults. Some kids.
They ain't buying comics.
But
They're buying manga.
Adults.
In fairness, they had the core comic audience of the modern comic book with Phase 4 of the MCU. The problem is it's just not that big.
12 people on Earth.
It's just not that big.
Dude, I feel bad for modern comic fans and like people who are so devoted to fandom that they don't give a shit about quality because they're just being like
Resident Evil,
like actual feces is just being shoved down their throat and they just have to like swallow it and then smile and look people in the eyes and tell them that they loved eating all that shit.
If you want to see some sad broken things, just go look at the Green Lantern Reddit and look at the comments about the show. It's like guys like, well, I know I love it because I just keep telling myself that it's Lantern.
It's green. It's better than not getting anything Green Lantern, right?
And as a Daredevil fan, no. It would have been better if they never gave you anything.
I assure you.
Now, in fairness, as a Daredevil fan, I have Daredevil, actual show Daredevil, and they're stuck with like their option is
comic Daredevil fan, and all I watch is Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm not gonna go, well, I'm glad. Well, I did that. I tried to do that. I coped with it for episode 1. I was like, okay, it's not great, but at least we have Charlie Cox and Daredevil, and old new team fixed everything, and it's at least it's Charlie Cox and Daredevil, and then it just keeps getting worse until eventually you just have to go like, dude, we have with Star Wars, dude. I never have had a desire to watch Empire Strikes Back like in the last 10 years. I just don't care. After like Star Wars fans, we for so long we were like, well, at least okay, but at least Star Wars. It's Star Wars though. And now I'm like, dude, I don't really care.
I don't even want to watch any of it anymore. Like, I still love it, but it's like, there's a time I knew like every metal that they used in Star Wars and what they fucking used it for. Like, literally, what value could that information possibly have for anyone? 0! But I knew it because I fucking love Star Wars so much. Because of how good the originals were. And because when I was younger, I didn't see the problems with the prequels. It was just, oh my god, this is Star Wars. And then with the sequels, I liked Force Awakens on release because I was a kid.
Because it was Star Wars.
And this is Star Wars in my life. And
then after the sequels,
insane to me.
And then after the sequels, it was okay. Well, the sequels are bad, but Dave Filoni.
But maybe Dave Filoni can do it because I liked Clone Wars, and then I go rewatch Clone Wars, and I go, shit, that doesn't even work. And then I'm like, wait, Dave Filoni's he's a fraud and an idiot.
He's worse than the sequels.
He's worse than. I'd rather Kathleen Kennedy start making these movies.
He's doing more destruction to the original trilogy than the sequels ever did. And they destroyed Luke Skywalker because they have Anakin hanging out with Ahsoka while his son's turning into a genocidal maniac over the other side of the galaxy. So yeah, I mean, have some backbone for the stuff you like. Okay, don't just go. No, they know what they're talking about. You know more about, if you're a Green Lantern fan, you know more about Green Lantern than Damon Lindelof cares. Damon Lindelof hates Green Lantern.
Yeah.
So
these people don't like superheroes, and they definitely don't like the ones you like.
Don't just gobble it up and go, it's because it's Lantern. I have to like it. You don't have to like it. I don't like Daredevil Born Again because I do like Daredevil. Take some pride in what you care about is the point I'm making here. You know, don't just let them destroy the thing you love and be quiet about it because you're like, but if I'm too loud, I'll never get my thing again. Because if they destroy the thing you love, you'll never get it again, and you'll never get a chance at a good thing. Green Lantern was screwed after that movie in 2011, and now it's screwed for another 15 years because episode 8 is going to come out, the mystery box will be answered, and I'm going to go, the show wasn't that good.
Yep. I'd rather go watch Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern.
I've never watched it, but just go watch the animated stuff.
Yeah, watch the animated stuff.
Remember Jon Stewart? I've seen Stranger Things. That's the extent of my Green Lantern knowledge. Yeah, that's the extent of my Green Lantern knowledge. I've seen Stranger Things. Yeah. So yeah, just take some pride in the stuff you like. Don't be apologetic. Even if this show was extremely high quality, if you like Green Lantern, it's okay to go like, I like this show, but it's not. Why did they call it Lanterns? Like, ignore Joe Schmo on Twitter going, little children with their little picture books. I like real man's
Have some
lanterns.
self-respect for the shit you care about.
Yeah, you like it. Don't be afraid of say you like it.
Like, if you like comic books and people are like, oh, well, that's pretty childish and dumb, you shouldn't be like, wow, man, I'm a childish, dumb loser. Just be like, no, it's not. There's really good stories in there with really good lessons and really cool stuff and incredible art as well. It's a mix of both storytelling and visual
just ask
stuff.
them what they like, because it's probably dumb.
What do you like? Oh, I'm a big fan of The Boys. It's a little more realistic. And shut up. You're the childish loser. You just think you're edgy.
It's high-tier political commentary.
Yeah. Get a job. Go outside.
Yeah,
if you like lanterns,
I guess that's the
think.
Yeah, it's just a show. It's a show written for people to be like, this is high level stuff. That's why we're getting called young, dumb children who don't know anything on our private episode.
You just don't get
and
it.
then the young, dumb children, when we talk about Spider-Man, are like, you guys just want everything to be good. And then it's just, you hate everything. And then you'll just ignore that we have a Night of the Seven Kingdom where we're like, this is phenomenal. We want more. We have Terminalist Darkhold. We're like, it's not great, but I like it. It's not bad. And you're going to ignore the next month when we're talking about Mobland in general. Okay, those might suck in fairness. I can't just assume they're going to be good. They might be disappointing. But like, if they're good, we have 3 shows that are like, we like, and we'll be talking about just as long.
Yeah.
So yeah, just have faith in the stuff you actually like. Don't let anyone tell you that caring about adaptations dumb. Same thing for Resident Evil fans, guys. Even if that movie's good, don't just be like,
fight back. I'm not going to, because I haven't played it, but I still care that they're doing it. I'm not a Resident Evil fan, but I know like what they're doing is bad. Like,
if you like, because I might watch the movie and think it's really good, but don't let it go on deaf ears that it's just not an adaptation. They're taking your IP and they're destroying it,
and they're looking you in the eyes and saying that's what they're doing.
And they go, you like this? And you go, yeah, I know I do because it's my IP. I like that.
It's my IP, but you didn't do it right. And they go, shut up.
And they're like,
bitch, you wanted your IP, you got your IP.
Yeah, but all these people who didn't like the IP now like it. So, in your face, dummy.
Now you have more fans and you're mad? Well, you're just a little piece of shit loser then.
Yeah. So, yeah, just have faith in the stuff you like. And don't play mixtape. Don't play mixtape. Don't watch Reacher. Don't watch Lanterns. Maybe watch Vision Quest. Maybe it'll be good.
Maybe.
Watch Gentleman Season 1. Watch Mobland Season 1. Watch Terminalist Season 1. Core takeaways from this stream. If you want to watch us take some pride in something we like, you can watch us talk about Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, because we're gonna be live on the Final Take, this same channel,
sometime
Friday at some point.
Friday
I'll probably post a community
time
thing.
of the day.
I'll post some in the community, and it'll be the first experience for Corbin watching Multiverse of Madness, going in completely blind. It'll be the first time I've seen it since the movie came out.
It's
and
like the end of Mice and Men when he shoots Lenny.
It's gonna be fun. I'm looking.
It's like it will
be disappointing because we know how bad it is. We know how bad it is. So we know it won't be.
I haven't watched it since the theater though, so it's gonna be like.
It'll be fun. It's gonna be fun.
I'm going to see stuff that I don't
Illumawati. I feel like I know the movie really well, so I don't think it'll be that. I don't think it'll catch me that off guard. After that, we should get a trio Star Wars Outlaws gameplay going.
God, no, I'm never installing that again.
Dude, K-Vess. We need K-Vess in a live action Star Wars. Please, Dave Filoni.
Please, Dave.
We need Ahsoka, K-Vess, Sabine Wren crossover series.
We want this.
Shang-Chi as well. Get him in there. And Marvel's Katie. All crossover.
Yeah. All right.
Would be peak fire cinema. All right.
Let's wrap it up.
We'll be back next week talking about Lantern Season 3. It should be a little quicker.
3,
and I maybe Gentlemen.
Maybe.
My math's failing me. No, not quite Gentlemen yet, but
no, it'll be the following.
We'll be talking.
I think. So that'll be good.
We'll be talking. We'll be talking about Lanterns. Jake, you need to watch Mobland.
Yep.
All right. You need to watch Mobland. I need you next Wednesday, you might not actually be at this point, but next Wednesday, I need you not to be maybe done with the show, but be like, dude, I can't believe you never told me to watch this Moblet and stuff. This is really good. Have you seen this?
I can probably swing. I might be able to swing that by Friday. Actually, probably not. I don't really have much.
Anyway, we'll be watching Multiverse of Madness on Friday live here, and I'm trying to do some of these watch parties because they seem like a fun thing to do in the build up to good old Doomsday.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for watching. You can subscribe. Links down below. Blah blah blah. I might in post attach for the Spotify upload as a little secret bonus. Attach last week's privated thing to the end of this, so you can see our Doomsday trailer reaction. But that's gonna be a Spotify exclusive.
Ooh.
Because I'm not re-uploading this. So that's going to be a Spotify exclusive, maybe. Depends on if I do it or not. We'll see. But yeah, you can check us all out. We'll be here next week. I have a mixtape gaming related video coming out probably this weekend about the state of modern gaming. And yeah, I think it's going to be a good video. It's going to be a little smaller than my Spider-Man video. So it should be a little more digestible. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you. Well, hopefully we'll see you later. Bye.